Hello and welcome to Gauntlet Comics. Gauntlet Comics is a tabletop RPG. It's not, well, it's actually not a RPG. This is part of a living campaign that we're trying in 2019. We, meaning the Gauntlet community, which is a huge community of indie and OSR and small book or whatever label you want to give it to, the tabletop RPGs that we like and make and play and then unmake and then remake and playtest and stuff. This is Masks. It's the second of 4 sessions of Masks, and it's in our own homegrown setting that we created with a customized microscope game. Microscope's another RPG. It's really, really cool. Signal Light was the hack of it, which was from the folks behind the Protean Comics podcast, which you should totally check out if you like Masks. In this Gauntlet Comics, it's a new Gauntlet City is the place where we are based. And we have a team that we lost a player, but gained a player. So it's like every time a door opens, another one, or door closes, another one, a window closes. And I don't know. I've lost myself in that analogy, my friends. Let's reacquaint ourselves with our 3 remaining players. And then we're going to bring in Sam's character, work him into the mix, and jump straight back into what we were doing. Jim, could you please remind us of the character that you are playing?
I am playing Harvester. She is built on the Soldier playbook, which means that the fun thing for me is going to be divided loyalties between my team and the folks that I'm taking orders from. So that'll be the fun part of that to play. It's a character that's inspired by having gone to see Into the Spider-Verse and just thinking that like the Lady Dr. Octopus was like the coolest character in that movie. So she was experimented on by aliens who gave her like 4 extra limbs that are kind of grafted onto her body, sort of go into her back and her spine and stuff like this. And so she can okay, sorry. It's only like a thing that people have been talking about on the internet for like the last 3 weeks. So kind of she fights using these extra arms that she has, which are, you know, super strong and can climb up walls and do all that kind of cool stuff and everything. And she has a special headset that she got from Aegis that are like basically kind of fancy high-tech goggles that let her that basically extend her senses to give her the supernatural senses suite of powers that are listed there. So if it's fun for the story and makes sense for the plot, then I can, you know, I'll be able to see into the infrared spectrum or hear stuff we couldn't otherwise hear and stuff like that. But she last game, she had a pretty intense game of dodgeball where after a couple of rounds, the coach just put her in against everyone and she still won. So she's kind of, it turns out she's a jock. Who'd have known, being the soldier. So that's Harvester.
I've got to interject with personal stories really quick, though. One of the very first comics that I ever had as a child was a Spider-Man comic. And it was a particular issue. It was one of those, like, you grab the one that's in the middle of a longer story. And this was back when there were 2 criminal organizations, one led by Doc Ock and the old, like, chubby, bowl cut, douchebag looking Doc Ock.
Otto Octavius, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And the Owl, which was like this dude. And I was reading it, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And there was this like huge fight and all these like minions, totally minions, like from like Venture Brothers, of dudes in like browns and yellows and everything, all dead bodies and everything. And Spider-Man going through, and he ends up getting this huge fight. I'll never forget the moment when Spider-Man faces off with Doc Ock at the end, and Doc Ock had killed the Owl in this huge event that I had no idea of any of the context to it. And he grabs all 4 of Doc Ock's robotic arms, and he goes, "You came into this world with 2 arms, and he rips them out. Like, I don't know if my kid brain's misremembered. Did that legitimately happen, Jim?
I don't know. I would need to look that up. That sounds like a thing that might have happened, and then they were able to graft them back on later. So
Doc Ock, like, brown blood, because back in the day.
Well, it's whatever hydraulic fluid or something like
crazy.
That. So, yeah.
What is that foreshadowing scene? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, for some reason with Doc Ock, that's always a thing that I think of vis-a-vis Doc Ock, although Spider-Man 2 was amazing. David, please remind us of the character.
Yeah, I'm playing Pillar, who is a newborn, and he's very newborn. He was created quite accidentally by another superhero in the city, Morgan, who was a sorcerer superhero, and had a very public falling out with another hero, Starborn, and maybe her emotions were not in check, or maybe subconsciously on purpose. Who knows what happened? But one of her constructs that she makes routinely accidentally had a mind of its own, and she decided to take it upon herself to kind of teach him some values, and he chose to become a pillar of society, as it were. He's kind of if you imagine a giant Ben Grimm thing made out of basically like concrete and asphalt. That's what he's working with. Last session, he was given the task of masquerading as a janitor, and he kind of did the best he could, kind of learned what toilets were, and then asked some students if they knew where drugs were, and I'm positive they took him seriously, and he's well on his way to having a successful mission.
Yeah, that was so good. Toilet stuff. Wearing your like janitor uniform with the no name on there, but you've called yourself Mr. Adavika. That's so great. Agatha, please remind us of your character.
I'm playing Eddie, who is a Nova, and she yeah, sorry, I'm looking. I wrote no notes. Great. She was oh yes, her powers manifested when she was very young, and then which ended up actually injuring her aunt, who I didn't put in my notes, so I don't remember what her name is.
I'll check my notes. Keep going.
Yay! Thank you. And so she was taken in by the one of the major institutions in the city.
Optimax.
It's like Optimax. There we go. And so she kind of like grew up in labs. This is her first time going to school. She's very excited. Except last session, who she thought was her friend / teammate, was it?
Talking about Harvester?
Harvester, yeah, Advika was kind of like betrayed her trust and whacked her really hard with a
You told me
dodgeball.
You told me to.
I told you not to, actually. I literally said to just throw it lightly. Anyway, so she's like having some struggles, emotional struggles, and then also like this really creepy girl like ran into her in the washroom, and then like she kind of lost control of her emotions and ended up wrecking that not the washroom, the change room. So she's having a hard time. School's hard. I
just want to say, poor Celine, just trying to make friends and push drugs on you. I mean, so reactionary. I mean, she was just reaching out after creeping on you. Anyway.
No. Yeah. If only she didn't say that she was watching us in the change room behind the curtains.
As you bound Advika's 4 extra arms behind her so that she could compete in gym class. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, because I'm her friend.
I know. It's like her friend who like mashed you in the face, like gave you a bloody nose, if I remember correctly. Bloody nose. Yeah, it's pretty rough. You Nova'd out and mashed all of the lockers, the metal lockers, kind of flattened them with a force of power. Celine, the creeper girl, was the only one unharmed. And then the Coach Holtzclaw, came in his little coach's shorts and his big gut, and he came in, and he fussed at you and grabbed you by the arm and was taking you to the dean.
True.
Last seen you. So Sam is joining us. And Sam, thank you very much for in between. Go ahead and making your character. We do appreciate that. It's not required, but hey, thanks, dude. So tell us a little bit about your character.
So, like Jim, my character is also inspired by going to see Into the Spider-Verse, but because I am more basic than Jim, literally and figuratively, I'm using the Janus playbook, which is basically the playbook to make spider persons. The Janus is a character who is torn between their mundane life and their secret identity. So my character's name is Kid Reactor. So he is an actual teenager. So as I was discussing with Rich before we started, that means he was born in the early 2000s. A crazy time full of curious pop culture artifacts. His mother, Dr. Vivian Hawkray, was a minor super scientist whose research was focused on extra-dimensional radiation called N-rays. Her career ended in a nuclear reactor meltdown, which gave everyone there cancer. Except her unborn son, however, received superpowers. And so he has the ability to control his unstable atoms. In his natural form, he will actually convert to extremely dangerous N radiation. But so he has the substance mimicry ability. He can turn his atoms into whatever he touches, and the inside of his costume has lots of different like samples of things that he can change into. And he also has impossible mobility as a power. And so he can travel via the uncertainty principle. He can be in two places at once as long as no one is looking. So I'll walk through the playbook questions and things. So secret identity comes with a set of obligations. His obligations are schoolwork, after work tutoring, and caring for someone. So he's like a pretty dour, unfun nerd who studies a lot and is stuck tutoring for extra money various people who don't really care. And at home, he is taking care of his mother, who is dying of cancer inflicted from the accident. Let's see. So turning to the questions, why did you first put on the mask? When did you first put on the mask, and why? I think it was a couple of years ago to fight a villain who was also created in this accident, we'll call Isotope, because that guy radiates toxic radiation that Kid Reactor is immune to. So that's why he felt that he had to go and participate. Why do you keep a secret identity? He's worried that people would want to quarantine him. If he loses control, he too can start to radiate toxic radiation. Who outside the team knows about your dual identity? His mother knows. She was the one who taught him how to kind of like control his form. Who thinks the worst of your masked identity? I don't have a great idea for this. I'm happy for it to be some kind of government figure, but I thought I might throw it out there since this is an established universe. And there might be a good NPC to tie that into. And why do you care about the team? So I think that Kid Reactor has a pretty different personality when he puts on the mask. Like becomes more of a sort of wisecracking, irreverent Spider-Man type, and the team is a place where he can kind of be his other self.
Wow, that was quick, and I think I got most of it. Luckily, you wrote down lots of this stuff. Thank you. Isotope's your villain. As far as tying it to somebody that thinks you're, so in the setting of Gauntlet Comics in the 50s, I'm going back to double check myself here. In the Silver Generation, there was, in the late 50s, there was a branch of the government that was formed in response to threats leveled against the United States by Dr. Damien Structo, Dr. Destructo for short. And that group is called the Metahuman Enforcement Response Imperative Task Force. So if you want, Merit could have their eyes on you, Kid Reactor. There is a second option if that is not palatable, to have an entire like X-Files-y division after you. The other one is Precinct 13 has a captain, or basically a strike force person whose name is, I am trying to grab, Captain Anna Mikolas. She works at Precinct 13, and she is very human rights, but not in a bad way, guys. Seriously, it's okay. So there's that. Which of those two are you most interested in being your nemesis? Or not your nemesis, but the person who doesn't trust you and still thinks you're...
Sorry, what does human rights mean in this context?
People without powers not being subjugated by folks with superpowers, I guess.
Precinct 13 is explicitly like the city police force, most of whom are either without powers or just have like some kind of low level weirdness going on. Who, it's if you've ever seen or read Gotham Central or watched the Gotham Central show, Precinct 13 is Precinct 13 is straight up Gotham Central.
Got it. I'm happy for it to be Merit that they're concerned, because in theory, this character is a threat because he can cause a lot of radiation and be a danger to other people, and sort of who knows what the long-term effects of being around him are.
Which is interesting to me, because if Merit's worried about you and you're working for Aeon through this team, that puts Aeon and Merit somewhat at opposite ends of you, Kid Reactor. You are the fulcrum. And they're like the seesaw. So that's pretty fascinating, because Aeon is this organization that is kind of like Sword. Sorry. It's like this Men in Black type deal that they deal with extra planetary type of deals. Yeah.
Yeah, so presumably there's someone in Aeon who is vouching for me.
I think we're just going to go with, just for unity, because it's only 4 sessions, Alexis Greenfield, who is in her 50s. She is a Silver Age hero and actually a human who won the Adoration and married the Illyrian Emperor from... I kind of think of the Illyrian Empire as similar to the... Oh, crap. X-Men,
like the Shi'ar.
Lalandra Shi'ar. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew you would catch me, Jim. Every time I fall, trust fall. Catch me, Jim, with your comics nerdery. Thank you. Awesome. But yes, so that is good. And that is what a thing is. Let's do influence, and let's figure out some team questions for you.
Yeah, there's one other thing. There's when our team first came together. That must be the team question.
Yep.
Okay. So influence is easy enough. You look up to your teammates. They seem to have this superhero thing figured out. Give 2 of them influence over you. Okay. So how long has Pillar been around?
I think he probably a couple of months, really. He came on the scene really when the team came together.
All right. So I think that I don't think I think that you have the superhero thing figured out. But the other 2 PCs, you get influence over me.
Yeah, that's certainly fair.
That's great. And then you also, as a Janus, I think you have some relationships to hand out?
Yes, I do. Okay. So Blank knew you from your civilian life first, and I think that should be Eddie, who's actually another kid, right?
It's true. I am a kid.
And then you refuse to tell Blank your secret identity when asked. That should probably be Harvester. I feel bad for not having a connection.
Yeah.
I feel bad for not having a direct connection to you, Pillar. But we'll just work on that in the game. And then I also can make myself out of rocks, so we can bond over that.
Cool. So you guys have been a team for a brief period, and Aeon through Alexis Greenfield, who is kind of the handler for Advika, aka Harvester, brought the rest of this team in a van and had a bunch of fake IDs set up for you. And we find out in the beginning of this issue that Kid Reactor is on standby. And we start off at the very beginning, the back of the van. We've got like this panel with all kinds of toggles and stuff. And there's a few Easter eggs of like missile commands being played off in the corner and some other stuff going on. But Alexis Greenfield's keeping watch on everything. And we see through one of her view screens, Snake, who is the guy with the forearm tats and like the knuckle tats, who backhanded Marshall Theodora, sent her flying through the air, and see him jumping. And he does that like super jump. He wasn't flying, like he was flying through the air because of a super jump, one of those where the knees are drawn up and the feet are very Spider-Man kind of placed together and the hands are up. And he comes down onto Theodora, and that's when Alexis reaches in over the comms. You guys do have these special comm units that you received as a reward during the team comes together from before. And she says, Kid Reactor, we need you at the senior parking lot right now.
So I will head over there. I apologize for one more side thing. I do still need to do the team question.
Which team question?
What you say?
Team together?
Yeah.
So we didn't actually do that for anyone,
Right,
and I got feedback for that, and that being a poor choice. But let's pick up where we are, and then if you have answers to that you want to work in, feel free. Otherwise, once we are done with this next bit of cliffhangery, then we can just directly answer those questions. Cool.
All right.
So
Sounds great. So. Can I see what this snake dude is doing?
I don't know. Where is it that we find Kid React? You weren't sent to class because they didn't want to stick you in a suit, and they were worried about, Aeon's a little worried about your radiation powers. So I think they kept you around as backup. So what were you doing outside of school?
Unless I go to this school, like I am a high
You
school.
do not. I don't
Okay.
think. Well, I mean, you can if you want. Aussie Academy is a completely mundane. There are no supers. They don't have facilities for meta humans, but you have this secret identity. Do you want to be I would love it if you were just going to Aussie Academy.
I think I just go to Aussie Academy.
That's such a great answer. Bonus points for you. Good. So good call. That sounds amazing. So you get that call. What class are you in? So we have gym class and lit class are the two classes that had PCs in it. So let's say that you were in another class. What class do you think?
Adam
Hawkray is in. I love the name Hawkray. It's so comic booky. It just hurts, and it hurts so good. Anyway, what class?
Let's say just I'm in biology class for like dissecting fetal pigs or whatever.
Oh yeah, baby pig dissection. Oh yeah. So yeah, we come to you. We have the little symbol of the headset thing in the font that tells us that you're getting a communication from Alexis Greenfield. And off to the side in the panel, there's the girl who's like looking at the pig and she's touching it and like wincing, like, oh God, I don't want to do this. What do you do when Alexis says we've cracked this case wide open, but we need some help? Where are you, Kid Reactor? Because she doesn't know your secret ID either.
I raise my hand and ask to go to the bathroom.
Cool. Awesome. So you raise your head to go to the bathroom, and we'll say that someone I was trying to think what kind of teacher. So like it's like Lily Tomlin is basically the model that's drawn for the teacher. We're hitting all of the Into the Spider-Verse all at once, my friends. So Lily Tomlin lookalike drawn as the teacher, and she hands you a key, but then when you grab it, it's got this like huge wooden board on it it says bathroom pass, right? And it's super heavy.
Good times. All right. Well, I'll run to the bathroom to change into my costume.
Nice. You're like front of the bathroom to changing your costume. As you go in the hallway, we cut like we see down the hallway at the gym, and we go into the gym and we see Harvester. You just defeated everyone at dodgeball. Ichabod the bod is like laying on the ground. He says, "No moss, man, no moss, okay." But you heard this huge commotion, and the coach just said, "Kids, just sit on the bleachers and shut up." And then he went to the ladies' locker room real fast.
Oh, because that's where the noise came from.
Yep, exactly.
Got it. Okay. I just sort of bounced the ball over to Ichabod, and I'm like, "You better practice." And then I'm just gonna like he's gone. So he's gone into the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
But I got that call that there's something that they need help out front as well, right?
Yep, you would overhear that. But Alexis was calling for Kid Reactor, and she didn't call for you. Does that hurt your feelings?
No.
Okay, just checking. I mean, you're a soldier, so
yeah.
You're probably fine that she called in help that wasn't you. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, like I'm there and on site, and like she doesn't know where Kid Reactor is or what's going on. Like she didn't call me because she trusts me to know what to do.
Yep. Which
and
is
so
dodgeball right now.
Exactly. So like I presume that when he says sit on the bleachers and shut up, that like half the kids like whatever go like outside to smoke or whatever, and that it's not like unless he stays there, we're all like gonna disperse.
The children disperse.
Yes, yeah.
So several of them do not listen to what the coach has asked them to do.
Exactly. All right. So so then I'll
and it's a gym, right? It's a gym, so there are a couple of just like you push bar kind of door, and you can head out into the field. You know,
sure.
So yeah, it's really easy to egress.
I kind of toss the ball to him, and I grin, and I just kind of at a jog over to like the door outside the gym, kind of look over my shoulder, and as long as there's nobody within like 10 feet of me, just like boom out through the door, and then like rip the the arms all splay out and like carry me right up the wall. So nice. So it's that thing where the kid that comes out behind me is like, "Huh? Where'd you go?" You know, like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's gotta be Bod. Like he has the ball and he comes out after you and looks around and you're gone.
And once I'm on the roof, then I'm like pulling the goggles on and like, you know, like right across the roof to the front of the school where the, you know, commotion is going on.
Sweet. So you go to the front of the school where the commotion is going on, and you see Pillar, and you see that there is a car turned on its side, like a nice muscle car, kind of Mustang looking thing, flipped onto its side. There's another car, and you can recognize that it's Marshall Theodora. It's one of those where she like flew through the air, slammed into the front of the hood, and broke the windshield glass, and all spidered out. And then you see a kid, but he seems to be jumping after Theodora, like he's going to land on her, you think. But Pillar's closer. So we're going to use that as the excuse to see what Pillar is doing. You saw one of the students come flying out and looks like he's going to try to land on top of Theodora, who looks really not good. What do you do?
Yeah, that's not good at all. I'm going to try to intercept that.
I think you're trying to defend her. So you should roll to defend. And I will grab my basic moves so I can remember the options.
Yeah, it's a save here, I believe. Yeah.
It is.
All right. That's a hit. So
nice. On a hit. Let's see, on a 7 to 9, it costs you. You expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. And
we've got team in the pool here, right?
Yeah. What was our team pool?
I think it resets at the beginning of every session.
I like that. So I kicked it off with 1, so you have 1 in the team pool, right?
Yeah, because start a session, but then if we're getting into a fight, we have the fight question.
Yep, and you should need a leadership, and we should also do that. So that's let's see who's your leader then right now.
Oh, I feel it's definitely Harvester in this situation for sure.
Okay, so Harvester, do you have influence over every teammate?
I do not. I gave away my influence over one of my teammates last time.
Indeed. Does everyone have the same purpose in this fight? Unfortunately, Eddie, I mean, I think you've got a different purpose, but you're not exactly in the fight, so I won't count it against them. But Kid Reactor, once you get out there, what's your purpose?
Well, so the only information I got from Alexis was just like, get out there, we need you.
Get out there, we need you. You should probably say Marshal Theodora's down. We have an SPB threat, and I need you as backup.
All right, so Kid Reactor's purposes are to protect Marshal Theodora and to defeat the threat in that order.
Cool. Pillar or Harvester, either of you have different goals?
Yeah, I think I do. Which is we're supposed to, like, our directive is to not, like, give the game away, right? I mean, like that was the order that we got. So so my goal is to make sure, like, my main goal, make sure we don't blow the operation.
So that is not a team pool for you then.
Yeah, no.
Does anyone mistrust the leader of the team or the team itself? Okay.
Cool. Very trusting.
And is your team ill-prepared or off balance? What do you think?
Oh, I don't think we're ready.
All right,
like
you are
other stuff that's totally legit. But I can mark a condition to prevent removal from the team, removing a team. And I said that I'm not worried that she called for him, but not me. But really, I'm kind of insecure about that, I think. So I'm gonna mark insecure to keep a team from getting removed for our
cool. So you guys
being ill prepared.
3.
Yeah.
And I put that on the map in Roll20, so you guys should have the ability to check that out. All right, sweet. So you have rolled a 9. Do you, Harvester or Kid Reactor, do either of you want to bump that to a 10?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll spend a team for that. And this is so this is on Pillar coming
Defending Theodora.
Oh, on defending her. Yeah, like that's a simple, like, on your left.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I'm up on the roof. I'm spotting. So you know, so I just say, you know, like I just kind of holler into our little headset, you know, on your 6 coming in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that seems like a perfectly legit use of that. So
I agree. So on a 10 plus, let's see. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose 1, and so on. Because it's no longer 7 and 9, it doesn't cost you. So do you want to add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, which would be Marshal Theodora, who may or may not be returning, or clear a condition, Pillar?
I think adding that team right back makes most sense.
All right, so you guys are back at a team pool of 3. Fantastic. So, Pillar, when you defend Marshal Theodora, what does it look like?
Yeah, I think I picture him just reaching up with this giant, like, paw, kind of, and just like a, you know, catching, as if catching a fly ball, just catching her, putting her down safely. And then turning around.
Hold on. Let me make sure. Like, I need to make sure it makes sense. So Theodore's already slammed into the car, and Snake was going to jump and try to land on top of her.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. Maybe that's even more interesting. He just catches him maybe and just deflects him to the ground.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love it. Great. So you like grab Snake and slam him to the ground. He rolls a little bit and pops
Oh,
up.
and then I think Pillar just kind of stands to his full height with his janitor uniform still on and just says, "Student, I think I need to see your hall pass."
Nice, nice. And so what Snake does is he goes, now you're going to find out why they call me Snake. And his tattoos start to writhe and these snakes come out like Hydra heads. And then we cut away from the three of you, Kid Reactor, or two of you and Snake. Kid Reactor, so you've changed. Oh, you run into the bathroom. Oh, damn, I can't do it because it was the girls' bathroom. Oh, so bad. So you run towards the boys' bathroom, and the girls' bathroom, there's like this puddle of water that's already out in the hallway. You splish past that and go into the boys' bathroom and quickly change into your uniform. What's your costume look like? I think you had a pretty showy one, right?
Yeah, so it's like a kind of danger orange with yellow accents, and then with like a black, like or dark gray or something, like nuclear symbols.
Nice. Nice. That's not at all terrifying that you run around with nuclear symbols all over you, but hey, you own it. Great. So you come tearing out and running back down the hallway, and that's when you see Coach Holsclaw. You know him. Coach Holsclaw is like, he was a college all-star. He made it into, he was supposed to be like a two-sport athlete, and he hurt his knee, and now he's here coaching. He's put on a bit of weight, you know, but still, he's got all those trophies from Aussie Academy, and he's got your friend Eddie. Now Eddie knows well, I don't know. Does Eddie know you go to school here? Or is it just Eddie knows Kid Reactor?
No, I think I know Adam. Do I know Kid Reactor? I must. But I know Adam.
You guys are a team, so yeah.
Because our thing was that we knew each other before he became a superhero.
Right, but so Kid Reactor, does Eddie know that Adam and Kid Reactor are one and the same?
I think probably yes. That one seems like it would be hard to hide.
So it's okay if no, because I think there's a moment where if you take, I don't know if it's a move or it's always Gianna's thing where you can get like a thing for a reveal. So it's up to you. I just want to ask the question.
You earn XP when you tell people who you are. So
yeah, I don't have to know who you are.
Right, let's say no then.
Yeah, always start with nobody knowing who you are, and then spam that sucker. That's what you.
Yeah. That's why I was like, wait. Maybe I should have like framed that better as asking the question. I didn't mean to sneak it around. It's cool. Yeah, linebacker in the knee. That's a very good comment too. I love the like football meets Skyrim. Thank you. So yeah, you're booking it down the hallway. So you have impossible movement. You can be in more than one place at once, but for some reason you see Eddie being drugged by Coach Holsclaw. Yeah, what do you do about that though?
And so I know that Eddie is he's
a member of the team.
Yeah. What is Eddie's superhero name?
Hashtag.
Great. Okay, so I know that Eddie is hashtag. And is this public knowledge?
I don't think so, because this is a school for mundanes, so I wouldn't be able to get in if I was a super.
That's true.
And does Eddie actually go to this school or no?
No. Eddie does not. Eddie's never been to a high school.
I mean, I'm wearing the school uniform right now.
So just so it's clear, are you trying to say that maybe Adam doesn't know about this mission? Because I was thinking that Adam knew about the mission.
All right, okay. No, I'm not trying to say Adam doesn't know about the mission.
Okay,
I'm just trying to say,
just checking. I'm not declaring it. Just you guys are a team, and I'd imagine that Alexis would have told you about the mission briefing, and maybe you played it coy, like, oh, they're coming to my school.
And is Eddie being like physically overpowered here, or is this like being dragged to the principal's office and you're like going along but you're not pleased about it?
No, he's literally pulling me, and I'm very physically weak. So because I don't like working out, even though I'm supposed to. It's a part of the program, but I don't.
Alexis Greenfield's like, I'm checking my clipboard here, and you're Eddie. I really, yeah. So it appears like he's got her by the elbow, and he's kind of wrenching her arm a little bit, trying to pull her like down the hallway towards the principal's office, the dean's office.
I also have a nosebleed.
Also, nosebleed.
Seems like a good time to pull the fire alarm.
Ooh, nice. Cool. All right. So that sounds great. So you pull the fire alarm. I think you're trying to provoke someone, right? I mean, it's normally susceptible with your words, but I think that's what you're trying to do. So go ahead and roll plus superior.
Yep, that seems totally appropriate to me. So my superior is +1, I think. Let me double check.
Oh, actually, if you look in the character sheet, beside superior, in your character sheet, there should be a little, what looks like a little D20. And if you click on that, it'll roll for you.
Oh, well, let's do that then.
That is terrible.
Sad.
You have rolled snake eyes, my friend.
Well, free XP.
Yeah, exactly. So the good news is you get an XP, which in this game is called potential. The bad news is that you go to pull the fire alarm and it goes off, but then you lose Eddie as all the kids come spilling out. You hear the fire alarm. We have Alexis Greenfield notifying you guys over the headset. Someone has pulled the fire alarm. This whole mission's going foobar. And editor's note, we're not going to explain what that acronym means. Comics Code Authority. So although Snake did drop an F-bomb, that's how evil he is. We can only sneak in one per issue. But that was last issue. I've got one. It's cocked and ready to go. So Eddie, kids are like coming in, and the fire alarm has been pulled. It's going off. Somebody pulled the fire alarm, and Coach actually grabs you and he's pulling you into the teacher's lounge.
I'd go with him. Whatever.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So yeah, he pulls you into the teacher's lounge. He closes the door, and you hear the guys like bullhorn. All right, need to follow your fire marshal. Follow the fire plans. All right, need an orderly order. All right, everyone form in a line. He's freaking out, and all the kids are just kind of blowing it off and looking for an opportunity to go out and possibly smoke. And Coach Holtzclaw says, "All right, kid. Tell me how you did that in the locker room."
Coach, like, not to interrupt you, but I'm pretty sure that the fire alarm is going off.
Yeah. I don't smell any smoke. We had a drill scheduled. This is more important. So why don't you tell me what you did there in the locker room? Well, we both know what you did. You mashed all those lockers. It's probably going to be $500,000 worth of repairs.
Coach, why do you think that is me? Why don't you think it's that other chick, whatever her name was?
Because that other girl's name is Celine, and she can't do that kind of stuff. But you're new.
Oh, wait, you know this.
He paused for a second. I think you're trying to pierce his mask.
I am.
Yes.
Like I failed to last time, but I will succeed this time.
Well, we'll see. The dice may betray you, my friend.
Famous last words. So that's mundane, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it sure is. And you are flat on mundane at a settle.
Okay.
Do you have any? Pierce the mask. Angry. Haha, you're angry, so you're going to be less good at this.
Oh, that's true. That's like 2 less, right?
It actually takes it into account. And you rolled a 9, so it drops you down to a 7. Good for you. You got a hit. You get to ask one question.
Okay, let me pull up my basic moves question.
I can drop them into chat if you need them.
Oh, yes, please. That will.
Right. Let me drop them in the chat. Remember that there will be some formatting issues because I'm directly coming out of the PDF. But there you go.
Let's see.
Wow, I copied it twice. I'm sorry about that. That's weird. How did that happen?
It's all good. Do I care about Coach? Why not? How could I? My heart wants to say, how could I get your character to back off? But because the team's goals are important.
Look at hashtag. She won't work out, but she may ask the question that helps the team.
Hashtag is committed. As long as no one is telling her to run on the treadmill. How could I gain influence over? Actually,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How could I gain influence over?
Do you want me to jump away and give you a little bit to stew on it?
No. How could I gain influence over Coach?
Because I'll ice you, just like they got the field goal and they'll call timeout and they get the field goal kicker to think about it for a while. But okay, you're good. How can I gain influence over you? If you'll tell him how you like, what powers, etc., and he will even outright say it.
Okay.
Listen, kid. Are you on that blue juice?
Nah, Coach. I got this since I was born. Maybe I'll just like show him like in some little way or whatever.
Awesome. Yeah. What does it look like?
One of my powers is I can move really fast or something. Like I can move. Sorry, I'll just read it. Move to any place I choose within the scene, breaking through or slipping past any barriers or restraints. So, yeah, I'll just do that. Some like I'm standing in front of him and then I'm behind him, and then I'm like, yo, or something.
So you didn't take blue juice, you were just born this way? Go ahead and take influence over Coach Holsclaw.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's what they tell me.
Who are they?
I can't tell you that, Coach. You know how it is. So why are you so curious? Do you take that juice?
No. Why would I do that?
Coach, you totally just stuttered.
Cool. So he looks at you for a second, and it's obvious. Like he's not going to say it, but he totally does. So we cut away from you to Kid Reactor. You have to push your way through all of the crowd, but finally you come out to the parking lot, and you see there are a bunch of guys. Like there's a group of football guys and letter jackets. They're like, "Yo, let's go out to Burger King, man!" And they're rushing out to their cars. And you see this fight going on between Pillar and Harvester. You still up on the roof, or okay? So you're basically yeah. So you see this fight between Pillar and some snake-armed guy, who you know is Snake because you go here. He's terrible.
What's his deal?
What's his deal? So Snake is dating Betty Benavides. He's a thug. He's been held back like 3 years, and he's given himself tattoos. And as far as you knew, he didn't have any special powers. He just, other than being a really dangerous guy.
I'm gonna try and provoke him. So I think that sort of just take a step back. Like what's around that I could get him to charge into that would be unfortunate for him, like some bleachers or some shit like that.
You're out at a parking lot, so I don't see any bleachers or anything like that. There are a lot of cars.
Oh, there's a great big light pole.
Yeah,
that's filled with electricity and a big bulb on top of it with a concrete base.
Perfect.
So yeah, oh yeah.
So here's the plan. Get him to charge at me. That's step one, and I'll tell you guys step two if step one works out. So I'm gonna try and provoke him And I will say, wow, you really lost the blue juice lottery, huh? Turned into a snake. Bet the girls must love that one.
Okay, nice. All right, let's see you try to provoke, and I definitely want to see what Pillar's doing because I don't want to leave you too idle.
All right, so that is superior again. Let's roll them bones. Oh, and that's another fail. Sad.
Nice. So you stop and you deliver your big speech, and then those football guys like accidentally like bump and knock you down a little bit. And I'm gonna give you a condition. Like, what condition do you think you've taken from your big dramatic moment being completely foiled by a couple of guys accidentally knocking you down to the ground and making you look not superhero-y?
Probably insecure.
Nice. Cool. Ignores your attempt altogether as you get not pantsed, but like knocked over a pillar. Snake is what are you doing?
Yeah, is he trying to kind of get at me with these snakes then?
Yeah. Yeah, he bites you with his snake hands.
Yeah. I think Pillar is reluctant about it, but I think he's gonna have to fight this guy.
Nice. I think you should directly engage a threat.
Yeah, you know what? I have this so a newborn has these lessons, and one thing is I've been taught that I'm a weapon. And when I embody one of these, I can shift a label. Do you think that qualifies?
I think so. Do it.
Cool. I'm going to do that. I'm going to shift my danger up then. And I think feel he's not being overly heroic at this point. He's going to put Savior down.
Ooh, I'm a weapon. I'm not a helper. Nasty.
Also, if this causes misunderstanding or collateral damage or unintended consequences, there's extra stuff for this. Let's see how it goes. Surely that won't happen.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah. So solid hit there.
Cause a misunderstanding, collateral damage, right? Mark potential. Oh, okay, you can choose to cause damage and mark potential. Oh, interesting.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah.
Well, it says shift one label up, one label down, your choice. If you cause a misunderstanding, collateral damage, or unintended consequences in the process, mark potential. So if you want to narrate in as you directly engage a threat, causing like wrecking some dude's cars, then you will get a free XP here.
Oh, then I have to.
I think it's a moral imperative.
Poor coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, coach.
Is it going to be Coach's car in the lot? Oh man, I think Agatha. What kind of car does Coach Holtzclaw ride? It's totally got to be one of those. I'm still hip and virile cars that older dudes drive around. What is it?
Honestly, I don't know anything about cars.
Oh no, like body type. Is it like a big SUV or is it some kind of muscle car?
Okay, yeah, it's probably a muscle car.
Sweet. That's all I need. I don't know of cars either. So sleek sports car, sleek muscle car kind of thing with a big wide grille and like a Dodge on the front or something like that.
Like a big Mustang or something like that.
Hey, well, we've already had a Mustang, so I was trying to think of something else, like a Nova. Yeah, like or a Camaro.
Like an old Camaro. Oh, a Camaro is a total douchebag car. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Okay, so Coach's Camaro. What happens to Coach's Camaro when you directly engage the threat here?
Yes. So I think I'm gonna do this to impress, surprise, or frighten him. And I think maybe he tries like at the beginning. So there's all these like tattoo snakes kind of biting at him, and he's kind of putting up his hands to block them. And then it gets to the point where like it's just they're chipping away at him. and he gets mad, and this is what makes him kind of embody his lesson that he's just a weapon, and he just kind of just smashes the this car next to him. Of course, this random Camaro, who knows whose it is, but
we see on the license plate it says like Holt's Claw with no vowels.
And then his eyes glow that I think I said he had like magic green fire or something. They light up under his perfect janitorial disguise. He's like, "Stop it there!"
Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's Snake. He like drops to his butt. He starts kind of crab walking behind, and the snakes are like pushing along. I'm kind of imagining like a Medusa except hands, like a bunch of snakes that do all kinds of crazy prehensile. Yeah, that's great. So let's cut to Harvester. Alexis Greenfield says, Vika, what's going on?
So I've been studying this. I've been watching him fight with Pillar. So I would like to roll my before we get started move.
Oh, I love this move. It's very cool.
Which is that's kind of my signature soldier thing. When you have had time to closely study your opposition before a fight, roll plus Savior, and then stuff happens depending on how I roll. So I'm gonna roll plus Savior. Which I just bonus penalty is none. I got a 7. So on a 7 to 9, before we get started, on a 7 to 9 I hold 2. So then I can spend my hold to yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, I can do stuff like redirect their attacks or cross a distance between them, stun them, stuff like this. I just like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, Pillar, stop toying with him. You should be able to take him out in one punch. And so I want to use my influence on you to move your mundane down and your danger up. If you accept that.
Yeah.
And then,
nice.
And then I reach out, and then like 2 of my arms reach out and just yank a HVAC unit off of the roof and just whip it at the back of Snake, and it just beans him, and he's standing there like doing this, like he's stunned, set up for Pillar to just wallop him. So that's one of my 2. So I can stun a foe, like the person I've studied. I can spend a hold to stun them either up close or from a distance. And so I'm going to use that to stun him so that Pillar can take him down.
Oh, nice. That's so wicked. Sweet. So he is stunned because of that spin. I think that's going to allow you to directly engage again, or do you think it's just unleash powers to overcome?
Or just, if he can't fight back, he just he can presumably just wallop him and
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I love making rolls because you guys roll terribly, but maybe this isn't a chance for you guys to get XP. Maybe you just do the thing. I think Snake is not like a super bad guy, and if he's immobile,
setting up my teammate there. So
what do you do, Pillar? Free shot.
Yeah, I think he's I think he just he's so mad, but he kind of just calms himself down. But after hearing this the encouragement from the rooftop, he I think he doesn't do it crazily, just like the destroyed car here, but maybe he just does the like one of those things like on top of his head.
I like it. I like that a lot. That's really cool. Oh man, Kid Reactor, you just got pantsed, man. Like you didn't get to even kick any of the Oh, that sucks.
It's okay. I have something else that I'm going to do, which is go and grab Marshal Theodora and bring her to safety.
Nice. Sweet. Why don't you defend her? There's a lot going on. Cars, all kinds of possible threats.
All right. Sure.
High schoolers in a fire drill. That's very threatening.
Wah, wah.
Did you fail?
Yeah. Snake eyes. Check it out.
Holy crap. Oh, dear. You didn't actually roll snake eyes. You just have to have a -2 because of that insecurity.
Oh, right. I forgot about no. Oh, shit. Yep. Totally accurate.
By the way, if you ever take in Roll20 in the chat where you can see what you rolled, if you hover, mouse icon hover over, it'll tell you what dice you rolled, which is kind of nice. Oh dear. So the good news is you get an experience point.
Hey, I got 3 XP already.
That's true. That's true. So you reach in and you grab Theodora and you pick her up and you're looking around and yeah, I think what happens is like you start to run across the street using your impossible movement, and we will say that there is a fire truck that's coming, and like there's a moment where you're about to be hit by the fire truck, and we cut away to the teacher's lounge again, and Coach Holsclaw says, "Eddie, I mean, it didn't start out." It didn't start out like this. I mean, my knees were really hurting.
I give him my water bottle.
Takes the water bottle, takes a sip. I mean, at first it was just, sometimes the doctor gives you steroids when you have joint pain. It's not, it just lets you heal up. You understand, don't you?
Yeah. Sorry, Coach. I don't exercise, but I'm assuming you're telling the truth.
I could tell watching you play dodgeball.
Okay, Coach. I just tell your story.
It's not so hard. I mean, if you just put forth a little effort, you've got a good frame. Anyway, first it was just for the knees, but then I could do so much, and then out of nowhere, all these other kids, they've got it too. I've got it under control. Some of these kids, like Snake, I just don't know what to do. I wanted to turn them in, but the feeling you get, I mean, you were born with it. He puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like trying to reach out to you.
I like pull back. I'm like, oh, that's weird.
It wasn't like bad touch. It was almost bro-y in a way. But anyway, yeah. React however you wish. I just want to make sure that I was committing that attempt.
Yeah, totally fair. I pull back and I'm like, yo, Coach, like, first of all, why are you snitching on Snake to me? But also, like where are you even getting this from? Who's selling this? Why is everyone on this?
I really thought you'd understand.
I get it, like it's hard. Like when they tell me to lift weights, it would be hard for me to do it if I didn't use my power. Like I get it, but
well, Whitaker, and then we cut away from you to like a single panel of the social studies teacher who likes the smell of chalk, and it's just talking to the chalkboard while the rest of the class is going on. We see the broken window that Marshal Theodora was knocked through, the Snake jumped through, and we then also see in the next panel Betty Benavides come back in and sit in her chair, and then we come back to Coach Holsclaw and you. It's this Whitaker. He cooked the stuff up, he said. I didn't know he was going to move it. It's like a whole thing.
Like Whitaker, the social studies teacher?
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, I thought it'd be like the chem teacher. The bald guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Bird. He's really smart.
Yeah. It's not him?
No, it's not him.
Oh. Okay.
No, listen. He like grabs your shoulders again. Eddie, you don't understand. If those kids go down, I go down. I could lose my job.
Coach, you don't need a job. I feel like you have a lot of money. You're spending so much money on this drug.
I think you're trying to provoke him here.
I am.
All right, let's see how that goes.
Okay. What is provoking?
Nice one,
Provoking is mundane, right?
Provoking is
superior?
not mundane. It is superior.
Well, I suck at everything right now, but it's all
Sorry.
good. Oh, no, I'm not guilty. So it's just a flat 0. Okay.
It's usually
Good.
the best you can hope for.
No.
Oh my. There's a 3 + 1, a 0. So much XP today. The roll 20. She is a harsh mistress, my friend. So the good news is that you get an XP, which
Yes.
in this game is called potential. The bad news is that when you try to provoke him, he thinks about it for a minute, and then he says, I mean, maybe. And then the door to the teacher's lounge opens up. And Mr. Whitaker says, Bill, what's going on? And he, Coach, hold on. He like steps slightly behind you for a second. No, nothing, Whitaker. Nothing, man. I was just having a one-on-one during the fire drill with our new student, Eddie, talking about sports. And Whitaker walks in. He's got the little sweater vest going on, the little clip-on tie. He has his hands behind his back. He says, really? And that's when you see here on his neck, there's like these blue veins kind of glowing. What do you do, Eddie?
Coach, this is why you should retire. You can't handle this. I call for help.
Cool.
Like,
You've got the little comm thing. You're gonna call for help.
Yeah,
Your friends, what do you say?
Yo, I need backup though.
Sweet. And then Alexis like pops in from her little van thing and she goes, oh, she's in the teacher's lounge. Here, come in. She starts giving you the 4-in-1 harvester. She doesn't really trust Pillar to follow directions. And then when we cut back out, we see you taking a powerful blow, Kid Reactor, as you are hit by a fire truck. Because I'm terrible. So please take a powerful blow.
So I'm going to turn my body to titanium for this.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I'm wrapped around Theodora. So I don't know if that has any effect on this powerful blow taking.
That is really interesting. I tell you what, I think what you're trying to do is unleash your powers to overcome this powerful blow. And if you're successful, then the fire truck smashes into a titanium person. You're also in a way defending. Like I could be talked into several ways to rule with this. Do you feel like it's more of your intent to turn in titanium to make sure that Marshal Theodore is okay, or more along the lines of trying to become titanium to protect yourself from harm?
It's more the former, because I was trying to protect myself from harm. I would turn into air instead.
Oh, that's true.
And Rich, you triggered the move, so the move's got to happen.
You're right.
Like you can't trigger a move and then someone says, I'm gonna do this other move to try and make that move
that's
happen.
fair.
So yeah.
Okay.
But total defend, yeah.
Yeah, so which is again the savior. I have -2. I regret taking this condition, though it was fictionally appropriate. Sad. Well, it's still been a miss anyway.
That's actually perfect because you're taking a powerful blow. This is the one time you want to fail. So take a powerful blow. On a miss, you stand strong. You still mark potential as normal, but rolling high on this, hits on taking a powerful blow are terrible because you take conditions or make things worse. So you are good. You tell us how you weather the blow of being hit by this fire engine.
I mean, I guess I do weather it by turning to titanium.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you like turn into titanium and turn a little bit to protect Marshal Theodora, and the fire engine's going full bore, like, so it slams into you.
Yeah, so it smacks me, and I like maybe even like bounce a little bit, but like I'm just fine basically.
Nice. Yeah, so you get knocked down. There's a big wreck from the fire engine, which was coming here because of the fire alarm being pulled. And there's a bunch of kids are all standing around when you look up Kid Reactor, but Marshal Theodora is there. We see the Aeon van. It's like a white panel van. It's like coming around as Alexis trying to come and help pull Theodora out of this.
Hope you enjoyed this stunt, kids. Watch out for the Saturday morning series that this was a viral marketing for. And then I run away.
Okay, cool. There's no runaway move, so I'll just let you do it. Let's check in with Harvester. So you just got a note and some instructions from Alexis because Eddie's call for help hashtag needs some help in the teacher's line.
Yeah, so you know, the arms spin me around and like you know, ka-chung, 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 like in like 4 like kind of like big leaps, I'm across the school to over where the teacher's lounge is, and you know, 2 of my arms like chunk into the, you know, the metal of the roof, and 2 others kind of reach around behind my back and like ching, they, you know, they like chunk in under like a hunk of the roof and just peel it back so that I can look down into the teacher's lounge and see what the hell is going on.
Oh, that's awesome. So you peel back and look into the teacher's lounge, and you see your social studies teacher, who is now walking calmly in his sweater vest and clip-on tie towards hashtag.
Oh yeah. So
can I whisper into the comms?
Yeah, totally.
I found the source of what we're looking for. It's this dude right here with the sweater vest.
I am more than a shield. So when I just jump straight into danger, when I directly engage a threat by heading directly into danger without regard for my own safety, which is what I'm going to do right now, like you know, and so I kind of do that thing where like the arms just sort of like snap and fling me at him, and I'm just like, you know, kind of fists out, and I'm just bam, just going right across his jaw.
Nice. That is really cool. Let me look at that move real quick and make sure I understand it. So more than a shield, directly engage a threat. Okay, so cool. You are
heading directly into danger without regard for your own safety. Basically, it's a stat sub move, so I get to roll savior instead of danger to directly engage.
Sweet.
So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Bam. What do we got there? No bonus or penalty. Boom, that's a 12.
Wow. Cool. So when you directly engage a threat on a 10+, you get to pick 2.
I am going to create an opportunity for my allies and resist or avoid their blows. And I think this, you know, like bam, my arms fling me down, and I just like, you know, and the speed I'm going, I just like clock him across the jaw, and then like hit roll, and then the arms kind of like make a little ball around me, like a little cage, so that I can kind of roll and shing, and then I'm standing up against the wall, and I'm behind him, so that he has to like do this kind of thing to like, if he wants to keep an eye on both of us. So I've and I say hashtag let him have it.
Sweet. So you resist or avoid the blows, but he is going to try it because you would trade blows normally. Here's what happens. You clock him across the side of the face. His glasses come like off.
Yeah.
And you see that his eyes are this glowing blue, the same blue that you guys have, you know, seen a couple times. And he reaches out with his hands, and this like globs of almost acidic bluish stuff come out, and he kind of does these streams like he's headed towards you, but he can't quite follow you. You're moving so quickly.
And I'm like scuttling across the wall as the stream is following me, and I say, "You're looking at the wrong one," and like.
And that's where you tell hashtag to get it.
Let him have it.
So let's cut away to Pillar, because I want to see what Pillar is up to. Harvester just left you. You know that hashtag asked for help. You are a living weapon.
Yes, and kind of all the danger outside is dealt with, right? Except for, I guess, Titanium and that fire truck. Or Kid Reactor.
Well, Kid Reactor maybe should need some help, but it seems like he's playing it off. He's all titaniumified.
Yeah, so I think I might maybe if I'm close enough, just go pick him up and just say like, well, it seems like we should get inside, right?
You're saying to Kid Reactor?
Mm-hmm.
Is Marshal Theodora safely with the Aeon people?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, we should stop playing with these vehicles and get inside, I suppose.
Sorry, can you close your eyes for a second?
Oh, sure.
All right, so now I can teleport. So I'm going to start.
And I think maybe he has to like actually physically close his eyes. And he's like, should I open him? Just speaking to no one.
You hear it over the comm as you've teleported away.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, he just opens them up and then looks around. Oh yeah, that's right. And then just kind of clomps off toward the action, I think.
Sweet. Good. I'm glad we got that update of Pillar. And there was a quick question about the fire engine folks. Like they were in the thing moved out of the way. If the titanium object had happened, it probably would have crumpled around. Instead, it kind of threw the fire engine askew, and everybody got lurched forward, and maybe there's some bumped heads and the like, and maybe the guy who's up there, I don't know if they have airbags in the giant fire engines or not, but yeah, maybe he kind of split the window, but they're generally okay. It's one of those like, whoa, checking in with each other. Luckily, a lot of the guys had their hats and the girls had their hats on, so they're not currently in danger. So you guys can go off to the big supervillain fight. Cool. So hashtag, you've been queued up. Looks like you've got an opportunity here.
All right. I will roll my move Burn. So I gotta charge up my powers.
Okay. You should do that.
I have 3 conditions, so that's convenient in this situation. That means I can add 3 to my roll. Yes. Okay, so I got a 10, which means I can use those 3 burns to do my other moves. I'm going to destructive powers. Hold up. Directly engage a threat. Okay. All right. I am afraid, so how does that work? Oh. Because I'm not rolling danger, I'm rolling freak.
Right.
But
well, so you're directly engaging a threat.
Yeah.
That is a good question. I think it is.
I can just.
It's a -2 to directly engage. It doesn't say based on your stat. It just says if you engage this move, you have a -2, so it should still apply.
Yeah, and I can, like, for the input value for the situational bonus / penalty, I can just do -2, right?
Yes.
I can manually do that. No, I missed.
Oh, goodness. So
yeah.
What were you trying to do exactly here? Because it's going terribly wrong?
I was going to pull, I was going to rapidly increase the gravity, of Whitaker's body, so that he would just like smash into the ground.
Nice. Cool. So first of all, you get an XP. Which means
Yay.
this game's called Potential. So you start focusing, and if you remember, Harvester had looked back at you, but Coach Holsclaw was there too.
Uh-oh.
And you didn't see it, but like he thinks this is his like heroic moment. So he just
Coach.
we have this panel of him like downing his blue juice. And then he leaps forward to start hitting onto Whitaker. He starts slamming his fist into Whitaker, and you see his fist getting stronger. And he gets more big and muscular, but it's not beautiful. Like it's misshapen. It's like Strong Guy, like Guido Strong Guy from X-Men. Like his one arm is super big, and another arm is muscular, but not quite as big. And so he starts hammering away, and Whitaker just turns and starts to fry him with whatever blue acidic stuff, and his coach's shorts, you know, his little lycra coach's shorts, they all start catching on fire, and he's screaming while he's hammering into Whitaker. Pillar and Kid Reactor, you guys come onto the scene generally the same time. We'll say Kid Reactor is a little first-ish because of the whole crazy teleportation thing, and you see Mr. Whitaker calmly, no glasses. He looks totally different without his glasses. But you recognize the clip-on tie and the sweater vest. And he is like throwing some kind of weird blue acidic goopy stuff on, you think, Coach Whitaker? Because he's got the whistle around his neck still. But he's all misshapen. What do you do, Kid Reactor?
Wow, this doesn't look good.
And it's in the it's in the teacher's lounge. I'm not supposed to be here.
Well, I'm in costume, so hopefully that won't cause too many problems. I'm gonna turn into something that I have some number of things in my costume that I can turn into. What kind of thing do I think might be able to resist this blue goo? And I don't know if that's a move or just like a.
I think you're trying to assess the situation here.
Yeah,
because you want to know how can we best end this quickly.
Sure.
Or what here can I use to resist the blue goop?
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
Do you have the basic moves? Do you want me to link you where you can get the PDF, the basic moves free of charge?
I actually have a book here, but I don't have it like open.
It's a huge book.
Like, yeah, okay,
Nice.
here we go. All right, roll plus superior. Great. Shoot.
I have no problems guiding you. I just wanted to give you access if you didn't have the PDF. That's all.
I'm good. All right, so I got a full hit for once. What here can I use to resist the blue goo?
Sweet. So that is a great thing. What is something wacky that the blue goo would be resisted by? Plastic?
How about
Plastic?
chalk?
Chalk. There we go. Chalk. That's how he keeps it at bay, so it doesn't overpower him. That's why he loves the smell of chalk. There we go. Writing that down. That is genius.
And then how can we best end this quickly, I think is the other. That's a great question, by the way. I don't think I've seen that in other PBTA games, but I like it. How can we best end this quickly?
How can you best end this quickly? I think if you were to cover him in chalk, that would definitely end things quickly. And also the chalk should help with the burns that Coach Holsclaw is suffering right now.
So is there any chalk around?
It's the teacher's lounge, so there's a supply closet with a bunch of like boxes and boxes of colored chalk.
All right, I'm gonna grab some chalk, turn myself into chalk, and then go wrap Whitaker in a big ol' hug.
I think you're trying to unleash your powers. Now you are acting on the answers, so you get a +1.
Well, I could invoke my mask label and switch my my fangs, but this actually seems like it's almost over, and I could get a last sweet XP. So I think I'm just gonna roll my.
You're gonna try to fail. This is great. I love it.
I'm gonna roll my freak, which is -1, and then we'll just add 1 to whatever total I get here.
This is when the player works against.
Oh, curses! All right, so that's gonna be an 8.
Wow. All right, so an 8. So that means it is unstable or temporary, or you can mark a condition to make that effective.
Hmm. Let's just make it temporary, and then someone else can finish this guy.
Sweet. So you turn into chalk, and it neutralizes the goo that is on Holzclaw, and Whitaker falls to his knees. By the way, sweater vest's perfectly fine. He falls to his knees because, oh, you stupid kids! I'm failing all of you. And he's trying to dust himself off now. I was queuing into a little Scooby-Doo-ishness. Yes, that's totally it. But he hasn't been foiled yet, so he couldn't exactly say that. So he just called you stupid kids, and he's gonna flunk all of you. So yeah, he has been neutralized for now, but the danger has not completely passed.
Has Pillar gotten to the scene?
I think Pillar comes onto the scene at this moment. Pillar, you see Mr. Whitaker, the social studies teacher, and Coach Holzclaw, who's fallen to the ground and is still kind of there, smoke coming off of his body. And Whitaker's threatening everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to stand. I think at this point, of course, surprising, I think everybody, he takes off his janitorial costume to reveal that he's actually been Pillar this whole time. And his eyes just light up green. And just like, all right, you better stop there, or else I'm not a janitor at all. And he just awkwardly stands there for a minute and just like, all right, sure. And then just starts, I think he's going to try and beat him up.
He like steps over the area they've been ripped up by Harvester and the octopus arms there. You step in, and let's have you directly engage a threat.
Yeah.
I think you're still acting on the chalk, so I'm going to give you a +1, kind of a situational +1 here.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Didn't even need it. That was great.
So what does it look like when you take Mr. Whitaker down?
This is like the Kirby-esque, like or I guess anime-esque in this, or manga, where it's just lines everywhere in the background. He's just doing the punch, like uppercut, I think.
Nice. I love it. So yeah, you smash through Whitaker, uppercut, and he flies up, slams into the ceiling, and then falls down. It's kind of that hands, arms out. Even the tie, the clip is undone. He like fell onto the floor. We just have the kind of his body laying there, and then the tie to the side of him there, and then the fight appears to be done. Snake was taken out. Mr. Whitaker has been taken down, and Coach Holzclaw is not fighting at all. But he is laying there in like rubble and smoke. Hashtag, what do you do?
Yeah, I go to him. I check his vitals. Like, is he okay?
Yeah, so you move over and you start to check his vitals, and his skin is kind of shrinking and is sloughing off a little bit. He says, "Hey, you don't have to thank me for me saving you. I was just glad I had a chance to make up for it. Don't tell anybody. Okay? It's all Whitaker, right?" And he's going to try to tell you. He's trying to tell you what to do. He's telling you how the world works. Like, lie for him is what he wants you to do.
Oh, okay.
Do you accept his influence and let Coach Holzclaw skate, or do you reject it?
I think I 100% reject it, but I need to roll, right, for that?
You do. When you reject someone's influence, roll.
It's just like a flat roll, right?
It is.
Great.
Only a delinquent gets a bonus.
Okay. That's a 10.
Of course, yeah. Now you're good. Cool. On a 10, choose 2. I will drop those options. Maybe 4 copies of it. Who knows? into chat for you.
Oh.
And so on a hit, you hold to yourself and tune them out. You can choose 2 of those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll shift one label up and one label down, and I guess I will also maybe I'll clear one of my conditions since I have 3 marked.
Okay, go for it. Which one? Which condition do you mark?
I'm going to
Unmark.
clear afraid. No, actually, I'm gonna clear angry. I think I'm not angry anymore. So, let's see. Okay, and that's if I act immediately to... Okay. Listen, coach. Even if I don't snitch on you, when you go to the hospital, they're gonna do a blood test and it's gonna show up anyway. So it's not me who can decide. So you might as well just own up to it.
Stupid blood tests. Stupid doctors.
I know. But also, like, I'm pretty sure this will give you cancer. So if you don't want cancer, I think you should stop using this. Just saying, coach. Just saying.
Cancer's terrible.
I agree.
Kid Reactor, you're like hearing this conversation that now it seems hashtag is saying that blue juice causes cancer. Likely.
That's grim.
There's a lot of cancer in this issue.
I think that
It's a PSA.
Kid Reactor is going to react to this unpleasant dose of reality in an appropriate fashion by running away from it. Does he even need to? How much time is left in that bio class?
Well, somebody pulled the fire alarm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, we're good. Damn it, I have no excuse.
Hey man, are you Kid Reactor?
Huh? Sorry, that's an out of character reaction as well. I don't.
Like, I'm saying this to you because, like, we know each other, right?
Yeah, although I'm in costume right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying are you Kid
Oh yes.
Reactor?
Oh yes. I see you've heard of me.
Yes.
Our team exercises.
Of course we've heard of you. What do you... Oh, okay. All right. Look, we've got to get these 2 into custody. Anne's outside. Can you help us get him outside?
I'm sure Alexa called the cops. It's all good. Do you think we can take a selfie right now? Yo, Kid Reactor, come here. Pillar, come here. Who has a selfie stick? You have a selfie stick, right?
I roll my eyes and take the phone in one of my arms and hold it out and click it.
You're like a walking selfie stick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Frame.
Did we totally just share a triumphant celebration?
I think so too. Yeah. That's a really good.
I think
Crazy.
we totally did.
Oh, yay!
So Nova, you have a team move for when people share a celebration. My PDF reader's frozen, so I can't read it out to you.
I got it. Let's see. When you share triumphant celebration with someone, ask them if there's any fear in their eyes when they look at you. If they say no, take +1 forward and mark potential. If they say yes, immediately shift your danger up and savior down. Oh, right. I was also supposed to shift my labels. That's okay. I'll do that. I guess I'm sharing triumphant celebration with you. Sorry, I forgot your character name. Advika?
Oh, Harvester?
You're the one taking. Yeah, or actually,
sure.
or am I sharing it with a Kid Reactor? I'm not really sure.
Why not both?
We're all 4 of us sharing it together, so you just pick who you want to ask the question to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, we could go with you, Advika.
Sure. What's the question now?
The question is, when you look into no, Is there any fear in your eyes when you look at me?
No. Nope.
Sweet.
Nope.
I take +1 forward and mark potential. Great.
And did you switch your labels? Don't forget to
I
do
haven't
that.
yet.
Okay,
I will
just don't forget.
No, what you see is you know what? Like satisfaction that a little bloody nose didn't stop you from getting the job done. And it may have actually helped.
Listen, you need to stop rubbing that bloody nose in.
like I don't say it, but like you see on my face, like.
But I do say this.
Oh, okay, you do. All right. And I just like cock my head, and I'm like, it didn't stop you though.
Don't even give me that look. I know you were really happy about that, and I'm not cool with it. Anyway, so this is us like, yeah, having a good time.
Okay. All right.
Did Kid Reactor engage their triumphant celebration, perhaps?
Yeah, he's definitely engaging this. When you share a triumphant celebration with someone, ask them if they see you as the person wearing the mask or the person underneath. I think that's also that's going to be asked to hashtag.
Well, considering I know who's underneath, I feel like it's the person wearing the mask.
That's fair.
That is a-okay. I mark potential and clear condition.
Interesting. What happens if it's the other one?
I take influence over them if I reveal myself.
Oh, I see.
Pillar, I believe you are sharing a triumphant celebration with someone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it makes the most sense. Again, Harvester. I think maybe after the selfie's taken, he kind of turns and looks down at Harvester and just like, what's your real name again? It is Advika. I guess that's a successful mission then. I was an expert janitor. I think I did pretty good. But I guess as the leader, what responsibilities did you do? Do you think you succeeded as well?
And I like and I just kind of raise an eyebrow like it's an incredibly stupid question. And I say the person responsible is in custody. We did it in less than a day. Of course this was a successful mission.
Yeah. And he's just like, but I guess what specifically do you think I could do next time, or you did this time that I could emulate?
I don't know. I guess we gotta find a way to so that you can fit in better.
Yeah.
Because we can't we can't just put you in a janitor's uniform every time. I mean, you have to be able to pass.
It's true. Those clothes did feel restricting.
But I don't know what we can do about that.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
So can I just ask what mechanically is the narrative thing that you're looking for there that I feel like I may not necessarily be giving you?
Looking for a lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, a lesson. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think fitting in is a pretty good lesson.
Okay. Yeah. We've got to like the lesson is we'll do better the more we fit in before we have to, reveal ourselves.
I think this is the perfect setup for the soldiers' triumphant celebration because of that question, really.
The soldiers' triumphant celebration is when you share a triumphant celebration with someone, tell them what they need to do to achieve their full potential. And if they accept your advice, then things happen. But no, this is for this is totally for hashtag. And she says like the whole thing about don't tell me about that. And I say, and I say back, this is why you train. And if you worked if you worked half as hard, if you worked half as hard getting ready as you did today, you would be great. You'd be a huge asset, and you'd probably find a way to control your powers, because that's what discipline gives you. And
yeah, so does hashtag accept that advice or reject what you have to say?
I narrow my eyes and I shove you on the shoulder. I say, man, why are you always trying to boss me around? But I accept it.
excellent. All right.
Nice. That's such a teenager reaction. That's great.
So I take influence over them and add 2 team to the pool. So so we add 2 team to the pool, and I get influence back over you because I didn't have influence before. So yeah. So there we go.
2?
Excellent. Yep.
2 to the pool? Wow.
Yep.
You guys have a lot of pool.
We do the soldier like I actually earn potential really slowly, but like a lot of my moves add team to the pool because that's what Cap does. So
That's really neat.
yeah. Can we take a bio break at this point?
I was getting ready to read my mind. Yeah. So it's 24 after. Let's take about 6-7 minutes. So we'll see you guys at the half hour.
Man, so many interesting upgrades.
You have an advance? That's
Yeah.
awesome. So how so you fail a lot of moves?
I failed 4 times, and then I got the team potential from my team move. Got to read all. I probably won't take it this session. In between, I'll read all the different playbook moves that you can take. Huh, so Nova doesn't have any moves.
Yeah, it's all burn related stuff. Nova's a weird character.
Yeah, I saw you said that you're not a fan.
Yeah. I'm enjoying Agatha's play of the Nova, but I still find the Nova to be like weird. It's hard for me to gauge.
Yeah, it's got a kind of Dragon Ball Z vibe to it.
It feels very anime rather than comic book. I've always felt that way.
I mean, Phoenix, I guess, would be like an example of. This seems to be who this is really meant to be.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Adam Warlock or something. I guess maybe Human Torch.
Interesting. I mean, conceptually, it's the whole like take a bunch of conditions and lash out with superpowers that feels super anime, and I guess there are some super powered characters that don't have a good handle on their abilities that could sub in, but it doesn't seem like it maps as well.
Actually, the Western comics character this really seems like is Liz from Hellboy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Liz Sherman is a pretty good idea for a Nova. It's pretty cool.
Oh man, I bet I'm gonna take some of these transformed moves to represent what I can do when I change my body into things.
Wicked.
Nova's totally Jean Grey.
Is it?
Yeah,
like, I just don't. Like Jean Grey's been gone for so long, and I didn't really read when she came back in X-Men, so I don't have a good handle on the character.
And to some extent, Human Torch, you could play as a Nova.
That's so funny. Sam just said
Torch
before you rejoined us.
The other one.
Torch and Phoenix were the two that I named.
Yeah.
And then I also said Liz Sherman from Hellboy.
Yeah, Liz for sure, definitely. Yeah, she's got that going on.
Nice. David had said he may need a minute or two, so let's continue. So we will pick up with you guys heading out. I'm going to say that Aeon had someone else other than the van. Like Alexis Greenfield was coordinating getting Marshall Theodora out of there and off to an Aeon facility that has high-tech healing capabilities. But you guys are in the back of the van. We again have Pillar kind of huddled over, and this is the point where Alexis is driving, and she just trusts you guys to ride in the back of the van because you're teenagers. You can do that. Okay, teenagers and a 2-month-old, but that's fine. You're weaned, more or less. So you guys are riding, and Alexis says, "I appreciate the work that you did, team. It appears that we have found who was moving Blue Juice. The undercover portion of the mission. Perhaps I have some notes to share, but I feel confident that we have definitely taken care of the ring here. The question I have, Harvester, is if Mr. Whitaker was supplying people with this blue juice. Where was he getting it?
I don't know, ma'am. We're gonna have to investigate further, I think, to find out.
I agree. I've sent some Aeon agents to the home registered to Mr. Whitaker in the school's database, and if they get a lead, I will pass that along to you.
Respectfully, ma'am, it was actually Hashtag that did most of the work in tracking this down and making the confidence of the coach. Did the coach say anything about where it was coming from?
Didn't say anything to me.
I'm asking Hashtag.
Okay, cool.
No. He just said it came from Whitaker.
I, for one, am glad that's over. That's a super lame school full of losers, and I'm glad I never have to go back there.
All right. So, like, are you going to keep wearing your mask? That's kind of weird.
So you're a student there?
You guys are all wearing your outfits.
I'm wearing my school uniform. What do you mean my outfit?
Oh, and I smile and I just pull my goggles off. I smile, I pull my goggles off, and I say, "Look, if we're going to be teammates, we have to trust each other, and we're eventually going to find out who you are, so you may as well tell us now." And I'm using my influence to tell him how it is.
Ooh, do you accept or reject that influence? Are you talking on mute?
Yes, I am in fact talking mute. I'm going to reject your influence, of course, so we'll roll and see what happens. All right. So I just roll a flat 2d6? Yeah,
yep.
Okay. All right. A 7.
Nice. Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you can choose one. Oh, on a hit, you hold to yourself and tune them out. And I will give you the options in case you don't have it. I'll give it to you in chat. There you go.
All right. Clear a condition by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them. Well, I don't have a condition, and I don't want to get rid of your influence, so let's shift one label up and one label down, your choice. And I think I'm going to shift. What do I want to shift? How low can things go? I guess is one question. That I can go all over.
-2 and
Yep.
+3.
Yep.
I'm going to shift danger up and Now, maybe it makes sense to shift superior up, right? If I'm trying to be aloof and cool.
It's also good for provoking people.
Yeah, and we'll shift savior down. No, I'm gonna regret that, but that's for that for now. And I'll like bat it off with some kind of cool statement like, "Don't you think this relationship is moving a little too quickly?"
Oh, and I just narrow my eyes because I do not like jokers. So
that's a pretty good one, actually. Pillar, you should write that down.
Okay.
Is hashtag supporting Kid Reactor there?
Sure, why not?
Awesome. So when you comfort or support someone, Roll plus mundane.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That it's a miss.
Yep, that's a miss. That's some XP for you there.
By the way, I leveled up.
What a surprise. Yeah, so you were trying to offer some support to Kid Reactor. What is it, Kid Reactor? What's the reaction? You're a reactor. What's the reaction you give to hashtag to make her feel like either that help wasn't needed or wasn't even heard?
I think he says, "Are you making fun of me?"
Nice.
What? No. I'm not making fun of you.
Oh, that feels terrible, though. You take a condition. I'm sorry, hashtag.
Let's see.
You just cleared one, too. Oh.
I guess I feel bad. Maybe I feel guilty.
I was like, you feel bad? That's not one of them. Oh, yeah, it's guilty. That totally fits. Good.
Like, oh, I don't know how to talk to people. For some reason, they always get offended.
So touchy. Cool. I would like to kind of cut there, return the page. And I know that like Eddie and Vika, you guys like don't have a home person. Well, so hashtag's never been to school. She was raised by Optimax. But I kind of like to have this set at Aeon, if that's cool.
I mean, that's fine. I don't know what kind of arrangement they have. I'm pretty sure Eddie's cool with it too.
Good. So let's do a couple things. First of all, Harvester, tell us a little bit about this Aeon facility that you guys are currently hanging out in.
I think where we are is
I mean, are you in a facility? Are you at the embassy?
No, I don't think so. Like, I think we're like if we're doing ops in the city, then we're not like there's a process. Like the embassy is another country, so I mean, there's like a whole thing you got to do to get in and out of there, right? So like we're out, and I think they've got us just like we're like in a like a safe house, basically.
Oh, nice. Cool.
It's like a penthouse apartment somewhere.
Yeah. So we have the exterior establishing shot of some nice apartment complex that's kind of near downtown.
Because we got to be able to come and go by the roof if we need to.
Yeah, this is Aeon Safe House. Then we go up to the penthouse area.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that so like it's got like the thing where there's like a patio on the roof, and like one corner of it and there's like like a yoga mat laid out and a speed bag and a heavy bag, and Harvester is there with her arms out, and she's jumping 3 jump ropes at once, right? Like doing the like skip jump rope thing, because like her regular arms have a jump rope and each of her extended arms have one as well. So she's like working out, like, and she's just like, like she's got just a tank top on and some gym shorts and her, whatever, and like, earbuds in, but just like clearly, and but like cords on her neck are standing out. She's sweating and she's like really working hard. And we can kind of like, but any conversation that happens with her in this scene, which I think is awesome, and I love to chat with people, but it's gonna be like, I skip rope and talk to you. I work the heavy bag and talk to you. I'm working the speed bag while I talk to you. Like, unless somebody like actively tries to really break me out of, you know, my workout routine here that I'm doing. Yeah, and I think my oh, and you know what? And I think I've got a tattoo on my shoulder. I've got an Aeon tattoo that looks like a like one of the badges that the Aeon troopers wear.
Yeah, like Aeon for life.
But it's clearly like a temporary thing that I had somebody put there for me. Like, it's not like they haven't let me get a real tattoo yet. So it's like half faded and stuff like this.
It's like some henna thing that you got you thought looked dope.
Yeah. It's a total henna tattoo. That's great.
And we don't see Alexis at this point. You guys are effectively hanging out. Just the four of you.
Yay! Are we doing our when we came together or not yet?
We should. Why don't we do that now? Maybe this is done through reminiscing.
Oh yeah, we can have a talk about it as we
Let's do that. So I don't know what the order of things is with all of the new playbooks, because in the basic, there's a GM thing of like, this is how they go. And that doesn't exist with all of the new stuff that's been thrown in. So we'll need to...
We've also already established what mine was.
Yep, we have.
So...
But the Janus is one of the early ones. The Nova, though, is earlier than that. So when our team first came together, Nova, you destroyed your surroundings in the fight. Where was it, and what did you destroy?
Okay, team. Where were we, and what did we destroy?
I think for mine to work, I think the Sorcerer Morgan is probably going to be on the scene somehow, or at least her headquarters or something.
How about the Halcyon University Library, where like the
I was going to say I was going to say a museum, but
this Halcyon word? I don't understand this Halcyon.
Oh, whoops, sorry, the Gauntlet University Library.
Yeah. GCU. Yeah.
Sounds good. GCU.
Yeah, the rare book archives at the GCU library.
That's no, not rare books. I have like a real heart for like rare books, so I don't want to set it there.
Okay.
Where on the campus then? Is it the gymnasium?
No, it can still be the library. It's just not in the specific rare books.
All right.
You've only X-carded rare books. Okay, good. So it's the common books area.
Yeah, you know, the
periodicals.
The reason for the rare books, though, is to have something for the sorcerer to care about. So if not that, then maybe the museum or some other kind of location where
he could totally be
arcane, exciting stuff.
He could totally be coming out of the vault, and that's where we had the fight. So
sounds good. So we're back to library or
museum?
Okay.
Yeah, we can do the library.
So you should, it sounds good. So at the Gauntlet City, new Gauntlet City, the NGCU library, not far from the rare books.
Close call.
Morgan was. Yeah, close call. But then they've got another piece of that question there, Nova. What did you destroy?
So I must have destroyed. Well, what did we destroy as a team?
Sorry, it was royal we.
No, it was we as a team. So it has to be one of the artifacts, right? So this is relating to Pillar's backstory, right, David? I think that's what you were saying, right?
Yeah, or just theoretically, Morgan has to be there in some degree, but in any, she could have come in afterward or something too.
Well, I mean, was she? They first discover you, right? So let's do your question. Let's work it through. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, sure. Mine is the team discovered you during the incident. Thanks to them, you reached the outside world and helped in the fight. Where and how did they find you? And who gave you your nickname? So yeah, I mean, I kind of want this to be like, I guess since I'm channeling Ben Grimm so much, I want this to be like some kind of terrifying giant monster as the first issue. So maybe there's some kind of summoning thing that went wrong. Maybe like an evil sorcerer. And that
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. If you remember the Fantastic Four #1, like the mole man creature coming up. But yeah, maybe it was something like that, and that kind of destroyed Morgan's secret kind of like, I don't know, hideout sorceress lab under the library where she kept all the secret books protected.
Nice.
Yeah. So like under the part that's not the rare books archives.
Oh yeah, maybe the library was destroyed, but Morgan kept all the rare books and the good like occult things protected safely.
Yeah, like I mean, you know, the lobby of the library is a perfectly fine thing to have destroyed. That's, you know,
I think
blow out all the windows and stuff.
I feel like it might be better if we did destroy something that was important to her. Them? I'm not sure the gender of Morgan, but like
Morgan's gender neutral, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting if we did destroy something important to them. So maybe, let's say it looks like a globe. I don't know what kind of use it has, but it was wrecked, pulverized.
Huh. Yeah, I like that.
It totally should be an orrery.
What's that?
An orrery is like it's like a model of the solar system that has like the planets that come out on arms and they all spin around and stuff like this.
Oh, okay.
That could totally be a thing that was hanging from the ceiling in the library that nobody knew was actually like a mystic thing.
Nice. I like it. I could totally see Kid Reactor like grabbing hold of one of the planets to shape shift and then it falls.
Sure. It looks like Jupiter, yeah.
He's like, whatever. Or no. He grabbed Pluto and he's like, it's not even a planet. And yeah. Sorry.
And of course, the Ori is protecting New Gauntlet City from something.
That's right. That is pretty great. Proposed beast name, the Mantlicore. That's great. Is that like a core of mantles or manticore, or
if it's like the Fantastic Four cover, it's a beast coming from beneath the earth. So it's been summoned from below the crust, the Manticore.
Ah, the Mantlicore. Okay, cute. I like it. White hot magma. Good. So we've got other questions then. Let's see. Is that satisfactory? You feel like you got all of your stuff answered for Pillar and for hashtag? Getting okay for hashtag?
Yeah.
It's a nickname though, right? Who named you Pillar?
Yeah. I think it makes the most sense for Harvester or something to do like sign a superhero label, maybe. Being that fits, or
I think it was probably the school newspaper, don't you think?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. This makes sense. I was thinking only the team members, but that makes more sense actually. Well, that and then where and how did they find you? I think maybe just I was thinking this creature kind of it was just weeks or something after Pillar was actually created, and maybe Morgan was trying to kind of keep Pillar's existence under wraps, perhaps through shame or responsibility, and then with this whole thing, Pillar kind of had to act, and that was kind of his first public act.
Nice. He just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's like, do we fight him too? Who knows?
Cool. And then we've already discussed the soldiers, so we would swing back around.
What is the soldiers? I that must have been discussed.
Oh,
previously.
I'm sorry. Our victory secured an important resource for Aeon, which was the communication devices.
Got it.
You guys use chat with each other. Janice, you've got one. Interesting one there.
You saved the life of someone important, either to the city or to us. Who was it? Why are they important? There's only one NPC who's been named in this conversation so far.
Save the life of Morrigan?
Unless people have other things.
Nobody objecting? Everybody good? Save the life of Morrigan. I think that this mantle core had some kind of like kryptonite type deal that affected Morrigan. Maybe Morrigan is a sorcerer of the earth, and so they were unable to affect the mantle core, and it like, grabbed them in its magma coated maw, and you guys saved Morrigan. Nice. That is really cool. That takes care of our team come together questions. That was fun, right? That was fun. Good deal. So I think there was a request for some hanging out.
Yes.
Before I do anything, that should happen.
Okay, so I'm like, I'm also skipping rope, very slowly, and I'm like sweaty AF. Like, I'm just like, I'm slowly skipping over to Pillar, and like I'm like kind of tripping over it because I'm just like so tired.
During this entire hangout time, Pillar is just very statuesque, just like, what do I do?
Pillar.
Eddie, are you okay? Why?
Dying. I hate this.
Should I call the medics?
No, just take the ropes and I give it to you.
You can just hold them.
Have you tried skipping before?
Skipping? No. Is that
I'm
with these ropes?
Yeah, you gotta jump over it. Like swing it above your head and then jump. And I'm gonna flop on the ground. Try it. Oh, I think it's too short.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, yeah, like the ropes are just comically too short, and he's just like, and just kind of steps over them.
No. Okay, take those. Take those. Okay, skip.
Oh, yeah, there's like giant ropes there. Yeah, and he, oh yeah, I think he does do like just the comedy thing of just like shaking the foundation.
Well, like, and I think it's the thing where like you start to jump, and I'm like, no, and
he's like, oh.
Yeah, I think everything like shakes, and then there's like comical
like, all tangled
dust
in my ropes and stuff. Yeah,
falling from the ceiling.
Pillar, please don't do that again.
No, that was pretty funny. I think you should do it again.
No, he'll go look at the and I point at the crack in the roof.
Oh no, it's okay. That was already there.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it was. You threw the dumbbell. You threw the dumbbell at the ceiling, remember?
So everyone's jumping rope. That's fun.
Why are you still wearing a mask?
I just go everywhere like this. Maybe this is my real face.
100% not a funny joke. Are you really ugly? Question mark.
I'm just so handsome that I have to keep this mask on at all times. Otherwise, people just
okay,
go crazy.
You should definitely take it off. I want to see if Advika gets a crush on you. I will believe you.
Are you provoking
I will
me?
provoke you.
I think provoking is happening.
How does this work again? That's with Superior, right?
It is.
Okay, great. Hold up. Submit. That's a 3.
Wow. You're terrible at this.
I know. No, it's because I got my condition marked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm-
Yep, that's
I'm-
true.
I'm so guilty.
So your first of all, you get an experience point, which in this game we call potential.
What is it?
Congratulations. Must feel good. So yeah, you get that, and you're trying to motivate Kid Reactor. He's not having it, and there is a bleep of an incoming message on all of your communicators, and you hear the voice of Alexis Greenfield. Hey team, sorry to interrupt your relaxation time, but the agents I sent to Mr. Whitfield's house have come back with some interesting information. The blue juice is actually, now that we have had access to how Mr. Whitfield was manufacturing it, we have been able to trace it to the DNA of aliens that are part of the Fornos Collective. And there's editor's note. The Fornos Collective is an alien organization that fought against the consortia in the huge event known as World Crash. In World Crash, this is, drop the wiki for people who read better than they listen. It is the Aeon fails to prevent the release of a psychic viral weapon in a clash between the Consortia and the Fornos Collective. The virus infects and transforms humans by giving them brief psychic powers, which then changes their bodies. This was Bronze Generation, so it happened about 15 years ago. Aeon spends the next several years trying to clean up the mess. So, hashtag, which adult is it maybe your aunt or someone else that you knew who was affected by the World Crash psychic viral weapon that gave them transformation and brief psychic powers?
I think it was my mom.
Nice. Okay, cool.
That's why I was like, I think that's why my aunt was even taking care of me.
That is really tragic, and I love it. Ah, cool. And Kid Reactor, what part did your mother play in helping Aeon clean up this mess?
I think she was working on some kind of treatment. She worked on some kind of treatment that I guess since they successfully cleaned up, it was probably successful. Although they couldn't save everyone.
I love it. Minor super scientists can do good stuff every once in a while. Didn't save everyone, but gotta make a few omelettes, gotta break a few eggs. Good. So then that is the information that Alexis tells you. She says some aliens that were part of the Fornos Collective, their DNA, their blood was used to create this blue juice. We are extending an ambassadorial arm to the Fornos Collective, but this could be very bad if they find out what is being done.
I'm sorry, they're gonna get upset that their war, which affected all of us, is now having some other kind of consequence. That's
Well, the
funny.
initial response is the Fornos Collective had no knowledge of this activity, which means it is possible that there were abductions.
Okay, that's fine, but all I'm saying is they were the ones that unleashed a virus in their war, so I don't know why they would be crying about this.
There's a moment of Alexis looking over your files, seeing the information. I understand your point of view. Aeon's desire is to keep Earth out of any interplanetary conflicts. So we may need to deal with this diplomatically, even if some of us do harvest a grudge or hold a grudge for what they did. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that, Vika, and as well as the rest of the team. But for now, I don't think we will be utilizing your team for this solution. Thank you for your efforts today with Aussie Academy. Job's well done, and Blue Juice is now off the streets. We just have to deal with the ramifications. Unless you guys have something.
Oh, I was gonna like walk out, saying something kind of like trying to have a comeback, but it comes out a little lame, like it's not a grudge or whatever, and I'll like slam the door behind me. You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Jim. It's not showing on the. Oh yeah, you are still showing you. Still
can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
Oh, it's that stupid button on my headphones that I accidentally clicked, but it doesn't tell me. I point at I keep wanting to call him like Kid Radium or something like that.
Kid Reactor.
Kid Reactor. I point at Kid Reactor and I go, I don't know, tell some jokes. And like go right after hashtag.
Nice. So this is like a penthouse apartment. Hashtag, what room do you end up going into? Like the bathroom, bedroom?
If we are in a penthouse apartment, then I go to the roof.
Oh, that's awesome. Good choice.
Up to the top. Okay. So I come out, I like am a few steps behind you. And I say, hey, look, I know how hard this is. I mean, you know, I've told you that my dad, my whole family got killed as in one of these stupid conflicts. Here's the thing. They don't know who did it. Or if they do know, they've never told me who it was. So every single one of those I come up that we come in contact with, it could have been the ones who did this to me. And I don't think I'm ever going to know. But they're so much more powerful than us. And sometimes, I don't know, we just have to admit that. And I'm sharing a vulnerability or weakness with someone. And so I say, so Anne is the only thing that is standing between them, and I just point up at the sky, and all of this, all of us being gone. And I hate it. Sometimes I have to know, but can you understand that? Do you I mean,
Vika, did anyone ever tell you that you talk too much?
So
like just sit down, okay? I just want to look at the clouds. And then I like lie down. Just lie down with me, okay? Just stop talking.
Okay, so just to kind of take it to the mechanical part of it, the move is when you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, ask them what cause they serve.
What cause?
And
what does that even mean?
I'm gonna say it means what you think it means. If I say, like, what cause do you serve?
Like, are we talking about ideologies? So are we supposed to throw out keywords? For example, love/justice, or like myself, because I am the law, ? Like, what is this?
So the rest of the movie.
I'm actually gonna ask Rich.
Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like, what do you think?
Well, let me take a look at the move real quick to see the whole thing. So the way that it works, you share vulnerability or weakness with someone, ask them what cause they serve. If you find it to be a worthy cause, tell them how you will fight for it, clear a condition, and add a team to the pool. If they don't have a cause or you find it unworthy, mark a condition. So it really is wide open, and it's personal to hashtag.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yeah, that does. Okay. While we're staring up at the clouds, I think I like roll over to my side, and then I curl up, and I say, I mean, I don't actually know what happened to my mom at the end. They didn't tell me. And it's not in the files that I have access to. They're all redacted. But I don't know. I think I just want to know what actually happened to her.
Even if it's something really terrible?
I'm pretty sure it is something really terrible. I don't think you have a lot of experience with Optimax, which congrats. But I don't know.
I don't know them anything. And I may be able to get to places that you can't. And I'll find out whatever I can.
Thanks. Does this also count as me sharing a weakness? ? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
If you want it to, it does. Yeah.
Sure.
Feels like it to me. Like.
Yeah, or vulnerability. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Oh, tell them how they could stop you if you came down to it. And then I give you influence over me again, and I clear a condition. So you can shift my labels. So yeah, when you say that, I'm gonna clear my insecure label. Listen. You know, like sometimes when I freak out, things kind of like explode and stuff. So if I freak out and I can't calm down, if something like, you know, that flood that happened is happening again, just take me out, okay? And like make it quick, you know?
And I just I nod once and I say, if it comes to that, I will, but I won't need to, because you're stronger than you think you are. And
well, we'll see. Maybe I need to skip some more.
And I grin, and we're gonna lower your freak and raise your superior.
Makes sense.
And like you're there kind of on your side curled up, and I'm kind of standing there like awkwardly, and you said to lay down, so I kind of like just kind of like tentatively lean back, and there's like clack 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 as like my arms kind of catch me. I do a little trust fall into my arms, and they just like slowly lower me down next to you and kind of curl around my body like this, like I'm in a little cocoon there next to you.
A cocoon of arms.
Such a great scene.
Meanwhile,
yeah, thank you. I was about to meanwhile over to you. So,
Kid Reactor walks over to Pillar, puts his hand on Pillar's shoulder and turns himself into whatever Pillar's made of, and says, "Hey, Pillar, are you ready to learn today's lesson about being human?"
Yeah, and I think he's still like just looking down at this like rope. And it's just like, yes, I am. I'm ready.
So what happened there was called awkwardness, where people say totally normal things and everyone gets upset because of things that they're thinking about, and they storm off and they don't tell you why. And if you ask, they'll be mad because you didn't guess.
But how am I supposed to guess? I have no idea.
If I figure that out, you'll be the first one I tell. And I think I am exposing vulnerability here.
nice.
And so let's see what we got here. When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, tell them a secret about who you really are. Give them influence and shift your mundane up and your masks labeled down.
That's great.
I think I'm just going to take my mask off. After all, I'm just some kid. Yeah, and oh, that's right. Okay, so what do I get? I get XP. I shift my mundane down, up, and my label down. And I think I'm also trying to shift your labels. I think I'm trying to shift your mundane up because I'm telling you that your sense of confusion at how to deal with people is in fact a regular person thing.
That makes sense to me.
And we'll shift down your freak.
So you're using your influence to shift his labels, and you accept it, Pillar?
Yeah, I think he looks down and says, "Oh, you look like a normal person, not ugly like Eddie was saying."
Well, don't tell anyone.
No, of course. And then, and do you still look like Stone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, because I have an idea for that too. I do accept those labels too, if that wasn't clear.
Great.
But I think Pillar then says, "Yes. How do you?" And just looking at the rope again, like, how do you maintain yourself if you can change? I'm worried that. I mean, I know Eddie doesn't, but Edvika is always skipping and doing things to help build themselves up. But and just looking down at this giant hand again, like I feel just made of these things. From what I've heard, I'll just deteriorate over time. How can I get stronger? What should I do? I think I'm trying to reveal that vulnerability to you, but just yeah.
That is definitely
maybe
a vulnerability.
Yeah, I think
adorable.
actually, even better. I think he's gonna hold up maybe his arm, and there's all these like cracks where the snake attacked him earlier in the day. They're just still there, and will always be there.
Well, maybe we can get you repaired. You don't have to do everything that Edvika does. She's a lot, even for a person. And she's certainly very different from you. We should talk to Alexis. I bet she can figure something out. Honestly, my powers make my body pretty different from everyone else too. I have to concentrate on this just to hold it together. I don't know if that's what it's like for you. Could also ask Morgan.
Yeah, sometimes I feel, what did you call awkward with Morgan too. I don't think that they like when I'm around. I like being here much more.
Yeah. But who cares what she thinks? If she has something you need, just go take it.
And he kind of just considers that.
I think I hear them coming.
Oh, that was great.
I think. Oh, that was good. I think that's it. Like that's the end of the issue because that's really, really juicy.
Oh, I loved it.
Wow. Oh my goodness, you guys, that was fantastic. Cool. So we have a little bit of after session stuff to do, and oh my goodness, guess left 16 pool on the table. I'm so sad. I should have thrown more threats at you. Obviously, I should have punched you harder or something. The end of the session, each of you get the option of choosing: do you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team? We'll start with hashtag.
I definitely grew closer to the team this time. And the person that I grew closer to, ironically, was Advika, who was also the person who made me feel like I grew away from the team last time. But that's life.
It's like we're teenagers.
It's like that even if we're not teenagers.
Yeah.
TH.
So I get influence on you, which I already have.
Shift the label up and another label down.
Yeah. Where are your labels at right now?
You can't see them, but basically Freak is 1, everything else nope. Freak is 1, Savior is 1, everything else is 0.
Is that true? You couldn't see it?
If Freak is 1, Savior is 1, and everything else is 0, you should have one more added to something.
Really?
Yeah, they should add up to 3.
They should. Yeah, some of the labels. Default should be a 3.
Oh.
You shorted yourself. Oh my goodness. You get to get a 1 in something.
Oh, interesting. I don't know how that happened. Guys, I'm bad at math.
Oh, if you take a look at the character sheet, just for future reference, there's a little sum of labels down there that it helps me. So
yeah, okay. I guess I'll put Freak up to 2, since that seems to make sense for this character. But you can still shift my labels.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower your mundane and raise your superior.
Okay. Cool. I'll do that.
nice. Thank you so much. Hashtag. Next, we will ask Pillar. Did you grow closer, grow to your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
Yeah, I think he definitely grew closer to the team this time. And got to give that to Kid.
Nice. So, Kid Reactor, you now have influence over Pillar. Did you already have influence? You can immediately shift one of Pillar's labels up and another down. Oh, and don't forget, hashtag, you get to clear a condition or mark potential.
Oh, I guess I'll clear another condition because I'm sure I will get them back. Maybe. Actually, I'll leave it at 2. 2 is a... But I want to provoke people. I'll clear guilty.
Okay. Sounds good. And the same for you, Pillar. And how, Kid Reactor, do you want to shift Pillar's labels?
Huh. Okay, so I already did shift I shifted the mundane up and something else down. Let's since I've kind of pointed you at Morgan here, let's up your superior to help you when you deal with her / reflect a new way of thinking about her, and we'll lower your savior by 1.
Cool.
Sweet. Harvester.
Oh, I definitely grew closer this time. Totally hashtag. We had a moment there. So,
I do have influence over you.
so you can shift my labels.
Interesting. Let's see. What is my impression of you? I think shift your savior up by 1.
Oh, sorry. Here's the other thing that I should make sure everybody knows that I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of this session, which is I actually have an extra stat.
Oh, what's your extra one?
It's called Soldier.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, in situations, so like my soldier moves trigger off of it, and in situations where I can rely on training instead of one of my stats, I can use it. But then, like, anybody that has anyone from Aeon always automatically has influence over me, and I can only get rid of it. Like, I can't resist it. I can only get rid of it, but with an advancement. Wow. But right now, my soldier is at +2. And if somebody wants to shift my labels, you can shift my soldier up or down along with my other labels.
Okay. I am not going to do that.
Okay.
Because that, but it's good to know. It doesn't, I think it doesn't vibe with.
Yeah, no, that's cool if it doesn't. But if there are a situation where narratively you guys thought that made sense, where you're like, you know, don't be such a stick in the mud, then lowering my soldier might be an option.
Cool.
You know, or we need you to step up and raise it. So yeah.
Okay, so say, oh no, actually not. I'm not actually. Just kidding about the savior. I'm gonna shift your mundane up.
Oh, okay.
And your superior down.
Oh man, all right.
Fascinating.
So funny. We're talking each other like towards in the opposite directions. I love that. Super cool. And I'm gonna mark my first potential of the session.
Wow.
So that's
everybody else made an advance, and
I hit the rolls. Well, like I said, most of my moves are about adding team and not necessarily about getting potential. So, and I just happen to hit all my rolls. So
you just happen to be competent. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Last but not least, Kid Reactor.
Okay, so I'm a little torn. So on the one hand, I definitely feel closer to Pillar. On the other hand, I feel less like farther away from the other two. Keep bugging me about my mask. So maybe that boils down to being neutral. What are the other choices?
The other choices are grow into your own image of yourself or grow away from the team.
I guess I'm gonna pick grow into my own image of myself.
Okay. Explain how you see yourself and why, and shift one label up and another down.
Oh, man. These stats, they're bouncing all over the place. Sorry, I'm just bringing up my character sheet. Well, I guess I should really shift mundane down 1, since I'm being a superhero a lot. And I already have 2 points in superior. I think I'm going to shift savior up 1. I tried a bunch of times to help people and I didn't succeed, but that's definitely something that he seems to be interested in.
Cool. Good. All right. We are exactly at time. I do like to do a feedback method that it will take about 10-15 minutes. So respect your time. If you need to go, no worries. Feel free to drop. If you do have a few extra minutes to give me, we'll run through the feedback. Does anybody need like a quick bio break before we do this? Good. All right. Awesome. It's Roses and Thorns. I will start with Jim, and we start with thorns. So thorns are missed opportunities, rules confusions, choices that maybe were a disappointment, anything about any critical feedback that you have for today's session. I will remind you that, and Jim, give me some definite feedback on this. I am the child of a Marine Corps sergeant who became a high school principal. So I am very open and responsive to critical feedback. Hit me with your best shot, my friends. Jim, what thorns did you have?
Oh, wow. I really liked tonight. The only thing, speaking of the Marine Corps thing, I think we got off easy after the mission.
Okay.
There was no like we didn't get a debrief. We didn't get a here's what you did right, here's what you did wrong. So like thus far in the 2 games that we've had, like we get I am a soldier and Aeon is like out there and they're my boss, but really like you know, every now and then bringing that to bear, no kidding. And whatever criticism we get should come down, you know, like a ton of bricks on me, because I'm actually, you know, like on the payroll. And, you know, everybody else is helping out, but like I'm the one that has, you know, that bears the brunt of whatever, you know, happens. And however we screwed up, I'm the one that's going to hear about it. And so, you know, and whether that's, and there's a couple of opportunities, and like the, you know, it could either be they take me away and then I come back and I've got a hangdog expression and people are asking me what's going on and I'm like, no, it's okay, or whatever. Or like, while everyone else is standing there, I'm getting reamed out. And, you know, and my friends have to decide, like, do we just stay out of the blast area? Do we step in and help? Whatever, stuff like this. But yeah, I would say, you know, just like hit me, like that's the weight on my shoulders. So lay it on me is what I say.
Okay, cool. Anything else? All right, great. Who would like to do thorns next?
I don't actually have any thorns. I was really into the session, so.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Agatha. If anybody says anything and you want to jump in and ditto that, feel free. David. Oh, wait, Sam, you've already unmuted, so you must be ready.
Yeah. So this is a very minor thorn. But so there were a couple of roles that I failed during the fight for where the kind of consequences of them were like. How do I explain it? So like there's like a thing where like the characters like they roll a 1, something really dumb happens, and then in these kind of like a box world game, there's this sort of like be a fan of the character's principle to try and avoid some of that stuff when it breaks tone. And I felt like getting knocked over by teenagers that were milling around, and then getting hit by a car when I was like moving somewhere with no opposition of any kind. We're both kind of. I don't know if like tone breaking is the right word, but those seems like more things that happen to like my character's mundane self than things that happen to his superhero self, and we're a little mismatched with the rest of the fiction that was going on for the other characters.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. Felt a little. I wasn't sure what to bring to bear as you guys were out in a parking lot and there was only one enemy. I think I didn't want to introduce a new threat, and so I went with. First thing that came to my mind. I think I definitely could have made you seem at least a little more heroic. So I apologize for that. You're right. Anything else, Sam?
Nope. I really enjoyed the session.
Cool. David, what thorns did you have?
I had to really stretch to think about this, but I think one possible missed opportunity I think was the coach. I thought that was really effective. How he's like, "Oh, I'm doing this drug because I have an injury and stuff," and he like maybe died or at least was going to the hospital at the end. I feel he could have cranked that pathos up, especially when hashtag was just like, "Whatever, I'm not keeping your secret, idiot." Oh, what a harsh reaction. That's good. And I was waiting for the kind of the shoe to drop there. I'm like, oh no, could have been cooler.
What shoe? Because like I felt like I went to the well a couple times and I thought, oh well, I'm getting nothing out of this. So as a GM, just kind of moved on. What do you think? What shoe did you see dropping?
I do think. Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go for it.
I actually, now that we're talking about like hitting us really hard, I do think that one thing, maybe not with like the refusal, because that was from a success of a roll, where I rolled a 10 actually on refusing the influence. So it would have been weird, I guess, if it was like, oh, but now I'm gonna like seriously guilt trip you. But I remember the time that I failed the roll, one of the many times, was I think the hard move that you did, Rich, was that he went and started trying to fight as well. Is that like you made the coach like try to fight?
Yep.
And I do think that you could have hit us harder with that. Like I wouldn't have minded. I mean, it's up to you if you want to like manage a certain kind of tone for this. But like if he was injured, right? Like if he went, oh, I guess he was, but like that didn't seem. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I gotta say, I don't necessarily think that more stuff needed to happen to him here. I would like to. It would be fun to see the coach again later, and when we see how his life has been changed due to his encounter with us. I don't think that other shoe necessarily needed to drop in that scene.
And David, I appreciate you bringing that up. I was a little torn in the moment of like, how much do we want to make this coach's story? But I do think it felt like it came a little flat. Like in my head, I thought a hard move of like this coach who hasn't done anything is now like throwing himself into the fray and getting hurt real bad. But it obviously like it didn't land as well as I hoped. And so that's good feedback. I appreciate it. I will continue to reflect. There's a whole list of moves, and there are other choices that I can make.
And I think it might have broken the comics code, but I was expecting him to just like die right there, I think. But yeah, I think that's totally fair to be like, he might show up later. So that's actually really cool. I like that.
Cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. And again, the only reason I jump in is I don't want people to feel like there needs to be a discussion. Like, well, your feedback is valid and other people's feedback is valid. So David, we'll stick with you. Now we do roses. Roses are feedback to other players, moments that you will take with you. This is you're handing a rose, but you're not like getting married. Don't worry. This is the part where you're offering up compliments to your fellow players and talking about good moments in the game that you will remember. So, David, what roses did you have to hand out?
As I think everyone else was hinting at before, this session was really especially good. I think Masks is so fun because it's so fast to like kind of get into stride. All these, especially the team moves at the end, were just so good. And just watching Jim and Agatha and the one that we did together later was just so awesome. This was an especially good one, I thought. So roses to everybody.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Because I do this in snake order. Sam, you get to go next.
I guess I'm going to hand this rose to Agatha. That scene with you and Jim was really fun to watch, and I particularly liked the like stop talking line, which sort of changed the whole tone of the scene in a good way.
Yeah, that was a really nice pivot. Unexpected. That was good. I completely agree. Agatha, what roses did you have to hand out?
I want to give you a rose, Rich. For the coach. I really like the coach. I thought he was a really fun character. He just like there were a lot of aspects to him. And I just like at first he was one thing, and then later on he seemed to become more pathetic, I guess, with like different roles. But you also kind of like feel bad for him. Like he just kind of like got caught in the fray. And I like that within this short period of time that we got to learn a lot about him just from the way that you were portraying him and from the way that you were reacting to the roles. So I liked him a lot, and I want to give more roses.
You may.
Thank you. I want to give a rose to Jim for our. I think I just really enjoyed the relationship between our characters. Like it seems like a really real relationship that would happen between teens, where sometimes you fight and then you like do stupid things, but then you bond because you're friends. Yeah, and it's just I like the depth that is there, and like that we're kind of like we're both like oh we're heroes, and like the weight of responsibility is so heavy, but then we're also like just like ridiculous kids. And then I want to give rose to Sam for committing to having the mask on, maybe for mechanical reasons, but it's kind of funny. Like I was like, come on Sam, like do it, take off your mask, take those experience points, and you're just like no. And I enjoyed that. I think that was a fun dynamic. And then of course I want to give a rose to David. I feel like I haven't figured out the dynamic between our characters yet, but I look forward to that. I like Pillar a lot, and I think this is reminding me anyway. I like that there's going to be like a character progression that is, I guess, innate to this character type, but I'm already seeing it, and I like that a lot. Those are my roses.
That's great, Agatha. You're a very good rose giver. Jim, what roses did you have? You have to top that, obviously. No, what roses did you legit have to handle?
Well, I mean, it's like I can spray them around, so I can just kind of toss them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sam, I loved that. The thing you said about you have one personality at school and a different personality when you have the mask on. That even when you were like getting real with Pillar, it was still from behind the mask. That your civilian identity, I think would I get the impression you did a really good job of giving the impression that if you had just been talking to a friend at school, you never would have been able to talk that way. But having the mask on means you can be like, well, here's a stupid thing about, here's some stupid shit I can't figure out. And the mask, and kind of the idea that the mask gives you that freedom to express yourself, not just when you're running around as a superhero, but also to speak differently when you're speaking, like from the core, that it gives you a little bit of, that there's like a little safety there in speaking behind it. I really love that one line about, people get mad at you because you couldn't guess what it was that they were upset about and stuff. And I really loved that. So that was fantastic. And I'm just going to go down the row here. Rich, roses to you for the amount of work that you put into the game in between, like in between sessions that we don't see. Because if we need a character, you have it. If we need a place to go, you have it. If we I'm so bad at this, and admire so much people who completely selflessly put all that homework in. And like every game I've been in with you, it's got that. Our baseball games that have all the whole rosters and stuff like this. But this evening, I really noticed it. Every time we needed a name, you had it right there. If we needed it, like when we did our whole background thing, you had the name of the school, you had the villains and all that kind of stuff and everything. And I hope that you get regular appreciation for that. But if you don't, you should, like every game, you should get appreciation for that. So I really felt it this evening. So thank you. That's really wonderful. The work that you do. David, Pillar, the fight scene was great. That was really cool. And like the way to my heart is to like invoke like old Kirby panels, and particularly that thing with the thing does a lot, which is just bop somebody on the top of the head. Like, you know, the other thing he'll do sometimes is just like flick him with a finger to knock him out and stuff like that if it's just a regular dude. But I love that like almost kind of doesn't know his own strength kind of thing that we're getting at, that you're still also kind of not just figuring out how to be who you are, but like the amount of power that you have is it was really cool. And I love that fight scene was really cool. And Agatha, we've talked about our scene on the roof, which was wonderful, but I loved that scene with the coach. That was so cool because we like the Nova thing, like half of the Nova is like, oh my God, I may lose control at any time. But you were playing the half of it where it's like, okay, I know I have so much power that if this guy gets like if this takes an unpleasant turn, I can just blow him away. And so you had that, like, there was like a level of confidence you had in talking to him that was really fascinating, even though like there was influence and you just like rejected his influence and were like, and you were just like right there just telling him how it was. And I really loved that scene and how you played that, because it was really neat to see you interacting with an adult without any of us around, which is a thing that we hadn't seen yet. Any of us kind of having an interaction like that. And I really love that, but just such a great session tonight. It was really cool.
Good. Thank you, Jim. I just want to say it was an interesting session for me from a GM perspective, because it was like 9:30-ish, and I'm like, do I tack on a new thing? Do I throw out a new deal? Do I end early? And then I'm like, well, no, let's do some celebration, and we'll get like, 10 minutes of good stuff. Oh, let's do that team game together thing that I ignored last session. And like, you guys really brought the whole game to another level with your scenes. Like, this was one of those wonderful games where I, as the GM, can kind of just, there's a long stretch where I can just sit back and enjoy. I can be GM as audience, and it's easy to be a fan of your characters because all of the decisions and the moments you guys had, you couldn't script that any better than what you guys brought down. It was so good. It was brilliant. And thank you so much for being entertaining. I can't wait till next week. More of this with you guys. So thank you all so much, and we'll see you in 7 short days.
Sweet. Good night, everybody.
Good night.